What is up, my friends? It's another match day here on Anfield Agenda, and fingers crossed we see the Reds get back to winning ways. The team news has just dropped. A couple of things to be, well, mindful of. Alisson not in goal, not in the squad, not really sure why at the moment. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So it's Georgie Marmadarashvili in goal. And the only other change is Isak gone, Ekitike in. That's it. They're the only changes to the starting lineup. So Ibrahim Konate keeps his place. And yeah, the lineup is as you see on the screen. So he's ill. Apparently Alisson is ill. That's what we're hearing now. Lewis Steele said Alisson is ill. So at least it's not an injury, which is good news. You know, not having Alisson in the team is never a positive. But at least if it's just an illness, we hope he recovers and gets back to full health quickly. So look, it's Georgie Marmadarashvili in goal, as you can see. It's looking like Dominic Szoboszlai at right back, Milos Kerkez at left back, Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk are centre backs. In midfield of Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones. Salah on the right, Gakpo on the left, and Ekitike through the middle. Look, I'm coming into this stream, and what I'm going to say is, let's just park up our negativity until the game gets going. But I understand if you're as confused as I am, looking at the starting 11 and thinking, no accountability for poor performances yet again. But ultimately, these are decisions that you and I can't change. So let's just try our best to hope that we get a result, we look better, and we can get back to winning ways, because that's what we all want ultimately. Am I surprised at just one real change in the team? The one with Marmadarashvili, of course, was forced upon him by Alisson's illness. Yes, I am. Because once again, it just seems to show that it doesn't matter how poor you play, Arna's going to keep picking you. So that is the 11. The Liverpool bench tonight is Woodman, Miscure, Gomez, Endo, Isak, Chiesa, Robertson, Nioni and Ngamoa. So that's the bench. Some options there from the bench for the manager. But that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Liverpool 11. The PSV Eindhoven 11 has just dropped into my lap here. 1 second. It's Kovar, Dest, Shooten, Yarek, Salah Adin, Maro Jr., Sabari, Veerman, Mann, Till and Perisic. That is the PSV Eindhoven starting 11. Couple of comments to get through. Scotty boy, how are we? Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. I was 26 years old. I love when people do that. Just say it's your birthday and we can wish you a happy birthday, Scotty. Don't apologise for not being here to just shoehorn in the birthday. We want to say happy birthday because you deserve it, dude. So happy birthday to you, Scotty. An incredible run of membership with us. An incredible viewer and somebody who we think the world of, Scotty boy. So many happy returns, sir, from all of us. And I hope you had a wonderful day. But like I said many times, sir, never feel like you need to apologise to us. It's great to have you in. Scout Stewart, WTF is Arne Slot thinking? He definitely wants the sack. Look, if we're going to be positive about it, he's backing his boys. That's the best I can be at this moment, dude. That he's backing his boys. But look, I'm as confused as many. But this is where we're at. Now, what I don't want to hear after the game, by the way, is that Joe Gomez wasn't fit to come on. Because if I hear that once more, I'm going to cry. You know, if he's fit, if he's on the bench, he should be fit enough to come in if he needs to. So if anyone's thinking the gaff up, let's just hope that the manager does put Joe Gomez in. But for now, this is where we're at. And let's be honest about it. We should be beating PSV Eindhoven at home in the Champions League with relative ease. I know they had a good result beating Napoli 6-2. But look, come on. We should be turning these over fairly handily. So tonight, let's hope that we do see a Liverpool that we recognise and hopefully get a result that will cement our place in the top 8, which is what I'm looking for the Reds from this season's league format of the Champions League. Make sure you're in that top 8. Avoid the playoff round, which from a content maker's perspective, it would be better for me if Liverpool were in that playoff round, but I don't want it to happen. As a Liverpool fan, I want us to have 2 less games. Jack Nickel, my mood is meh. Sorry, don't know how to feel. Or don't know how to feel. Sorry. I get it. You know, I'm just trying to be positive today, mate. Until the game's underway and we see what we're doing. Because I don't want to be Mr. Bad News all the time. I don't want to come on moaning all the time. I do my moaning in the videos and the live streams. Today's match day. And like everybody else, I'm hoping for and wanting a good result, a good performance and some positivity. Did you get your spag ball and chips today, buddy? Well, it's ready for afterwards. Yes, Andrew, it is. That is, I'm actually cutting out the chips, so I'm just having spag ball. But yeah, it is my comfort food, dude, and it's ready. If we win, it'll be happy comfort food. If we lose, it'll be comfort food. But either way, yes, sir, it's ready to go, and I love that you know my routine. Um, okay, so we may have to make a little tweak to the starting lineup. Paul Gorst of the Echo has said the suggestion is that it's Curtis Jones who's actually going to be playing right back, and not Dominic Soboslai. So we may see a tweak there. So let me just go through that. The confirmed lineup is on the screen, but it looks as if it will be actually Curtis Jones that will be going in. I want to just make sure Connor sees that. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Connor, but it looks like it might actually be Curtis Jones that's a right back according to Mr. Gorst. FSG, not that lump of useless lard, Canada. I actually despise the fact he's part of the club. He's lazy, clumsy, mistake-ridden, and a complete waste of space. I mean, don't tell us what you really think, dude. So look, did you see there was a piece today, an article that I didn't get a chance to cover in the video, but I'll talk about it now. And the piece basically was around Liverpool having an interest in Ange Postecoglou. According to Team Talk, who say, if Arne Slot was sacked, former Spurs and Forest manager Ange Postecoglou is somebody the Liverpool board admire massively. He's seen as somebody who would suit the club, and his dismissal from Forest has not dampened Liverpool's admiration for him. Yeah. Spag ball and chips. Surely there'd be witchcraft afoot there. Oh yeah. You the little skinny crunchy ones, the French fry ones. Oh yeah. Gotta have that. See, I don't eat garlic bread or anything. So I need my crunch. So yeah, gotta have the chips with it. But I'm trying to cut down, you know. You don't get this felt slim figure eating chips all the time. To be fair, Ange is a Liverpool fan. No, he definitely is, John Joe. He definitely is. I remember watching an interview with him where he said he used to sit with his dad and watch the Reds. He's definitely a Liverpool fan. But I still don't think he'd be the right fit as manager, in all honesty. I really don't. I love Big Ange. I do. I think he's a great character and he's always fun to listen to, and I love his honesty. But I don't know. But look, we have a manager. So for now, let's not think too far ahead. Let's see what happens tonight. Fingers crossed the Reds can pick up 3 points, get back to winning ways, and we're all a little bit happier. Would I take Vinny? No. Just because of his attitude. From a footballing perspective, obviously the dude's incredibly talented, but nah, his attitude stinks, and I wouldn't want him near Liverpool. Craig, if we get top 10 but win the Champions League and the FA Cup, would you keep Arne? You see, getting top 10 implies that we'd be doing poor in the league, and that's the bread and butter. So we'd have more losses at that point, keeping us down that half of the table. So for him to get to the end of the season in the Champions League would be probably too far for me at that point. But in theory, that would do. If a manager wins the Champions League and an FA Cup, there's no way I'm sitting here saying he should be sacked, no matter where we finish in the league. But it's a big stretch to give him that long and think if the league forms that crap, that we are going to win it. Because if you don't win, if you lose in the final of the Champions League, then you've got no European football next season. You get into the FA Cup. Via the FA Cup, you'd get into the Europa League, but no Champions League football. So yeah, I wouldn't give him that long is the honest answer. But in theory, of course, if you win the Champions League, you get loads of credit. But I don't want it to go that long if results in the league are that poor. Sajid, how are we, my friend? Said, I'm sick as a dog. I gave up most of my hopes for the season. Let us have the victory for tonight, please. I don't care if it's an own goal by PSV. It's kind of where I'm at as well, my friend. I just want to win. I just want to stop this rot. I just don't want to do another match reaction where we're all frustrated and angry. I want us to be happy. I want us to have that sweet relief that football used to give us. So yes, sir, I'm right with you. Any win will do. But it's got to be a win. Winner of the Champions League gets Champions League football next season. Always. The rule changed after we won it in 2005. So the winner of the Champions League always gets straight back into the Champions League. It didn't used to be the case, but when we won it in 2005, they changed it. Live score has lineup for the game. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do with that one, Gaz. I have the lineup. So yeah, sorry man, I don't know where you were going with that one. Surely if Gomez is fit, he plays right back. Look, Stevie boy, you and I are on the same page on a lot of stuff, my man. Your frustration is often mirroring my own frustration. And your statement is exactly what's gone through my head as well. So I don't understand it, mate. I don't understand how you have Gomez there on the bench. So he's clearly somewhat fit. Now, if I hear from Aaron that he's not fit after the game, then we've got bigger problems again because he's just thrown away another bench place to somebody. But yes, I would fully have expected him to be at right back or right centre back today, but he isn't. So let's just see what we have. David Hartley, how are we, David? Said even with a win tonight, it's papering over the cracks. Look, a win tonight would be great, David. I don't disagree. But it needs to be backed up with a win on Sunday. And then it needs to be backed up with another victory. So we need to see Liverpool regaining the type of form that we're accustomed to. So yes, mate, one win in the Champions League against a bang average PSV Eindhoven is not going to turn the tide. But look, it'll be a start, isn't it? You know, it's a start. It's a step in the right direction. No, my lineup isn't wrong, Gaz. My lineup isn't wrong, mate. We had Szoboszlai at right back. Then one of the Liverpool journalists said that it's going to be Curtis Jones at right back. So this always makes me laugh, as if Live Score and all the other score apps know everything about it. The formation, we're right. Don't worry about it, Gaz. I got this. What's with two goalkeepers on the bench feels like a waste. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Stephen, my man. And it's not the first time either. It's not the first time. It's not great, is it, Stephen? It doesn't fill you full of confidence, thinking this is the best we can do to fill out the bench, throw in an extra goalkeeper there. So yeah, man, I'm again as frustrated as you are with that one, but not much we can do about it, unfortunately, sir. We're just gonna have to roll with the punches. But yeah, it's not a great look, dude, is it? Club like Liverpool having to scrape together an extra keeper to throw two on the bench. Chiesa can bench Gakpo and Salah. He's afraid, said FC Pitchside. Look, I know we all have our own frustrations with the 11, but let me be really clear about my biggest one. Ibrahim Konate. Outside of him starting this game, I'm okay with others getting a run from the gaffer. But there's nothing about Konate's form or displays or body language or anything that justifies him getting another start. None. That's the only part of the team selection that has really, really angered me. It's once again showing players that there is no accountability at this football club under this manager. If you're stinking the gaff up, you're going to be played. Kirkes, again, I can understand Kirkes. I don't agree with it, but I can understand it from the perspective of he's part of the future of the club. So we're building towards getting him rhythm, match fitness, and used to the system. I can at least square that off in my mind, even if I agree that Andy Robertson should probably be starting. But Konate, that's the one for me. That's the one that's really frustrated me. Pranav, my man, how are we? 54 months with us. Absolute legend, sir. Thank you. It might seem like a small thing, but Mama always passes it to Ibu because it's an easier angle. Ali always passes it to Verge first, affects our build-up. I'll keep an eye on that one tonight, mate. Thank you. What used to anger me was that they were passing it back to Mamardashvili's right foot and his left-footed keeper. That for a while was bugging me because it was giving them that extra second or two to close them down. But I'll keep an eye on that one tonight, Pranav. Thank you, sir. AM Techie, excuse me. Just a thought here. Slot is the head coach, not the gaffer. Does this mean he doesn't get to make any of the decisions, possibly including starting Salah? No, it doesn't. He makes those decisions. I couldn't say to you how much sway he has in the recruitment conversation, but when it comes to the coaching and picking of the team, it's 100% on him. So I know that there was a line the other day. I can't remember where it was from. I'll see if I still have it here in my notes. 1 second. Was it this one? No. Is it this one? No. There was a piece that said he's been forced or under pressure to play Isak. This one. Footy Insider said Arne Slot is under pressure from Liverpool's owners to start Isak. I don't believe that. I really don't. And you know me, I'm not shy about criticising FSG if I think they need to be. But I'm going to defend them on this one. I can't see a world where they'd force the manager to pick a player. I just don't. The manager would walk, and rightly so. I'd walk in his shoes. I'm sure you guys probably be angry as well. You know, because it's your reputation on the line. So, like I've always said, the buck stops with the coach. So, he gets to pick the 11. He gets to pick the tactics. He gets to pick the formation. So, yeah, I don't think that he's been forced to play anyone. Even if we win, the manager should still go, said Eddie. Look, I'm not saying he shouldn't. All I'm saying is I just need to try and be happy tonight. I just want to, for 90 minutes, just start from ground zero and go from there. You know, I'm with you. I'm angry. I don't think he should be in a job. But let's just give him the game tonight and enjoy it for what it is. And then we can get back to our late night agendas, our match reactions, and we can discuss it all then. But, you know, we all need a positive tonight, so fingers crossed. So, I wanted to share with you an update on the studio, if I might. I took a picture of it today as we're getting closer and closer. So, here's where we're at now. That is the latest. I'll show you, when it's all done and dusted, quite how much we had to build up the garden to get it to the level where we can put the studio on it. But you can see the steps there to the left. That's where we're at with the studio. We're getting closer and closer. I think the building part should be done in the next couple of weeks, and then we move into kitting it out and getting it ready for content. But we're getting there bit by bit. Barlbad said, want to see Isak, Chiesa and Ekitike up front at least once. It could have been the game to see it. My heart sinks when I see Salah and Gakpo at the minute. I just wonder what Rio Wengaboa has to do to get a start. Mate, I really do. Like, for me, this would have been a perfect game to give Rio a run on the left. Ekitike through the middle, Salah on the right. So, yeah. For me, I would have preferred. But look, it is PSV Eindhoven, and I guess the manager's probably thinking, it being Cody's former team, that he may have some positive insights that he could use to our advantage in the game. Good progress on the studio, said Neil. Your wife be cheering you to have the living room back. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. She's been very patient over the years on that one. But the bad news for her is I'm probably not going to be in that studio working until February. So she's got to put up with me in here for a while yet, because I'm not moving into it until it's perfect and ready to go. Could have put my money on the lineup. Shameful. I bet you couldn't. I bet you couldn't. I bet you wouldn't have got the Mamardashvili part right. But I get where you're coming from. Yeah, it is pretty much the Arna team, mate. I get where you're coming from. Sorry, I'm just trying to be in a bit of a fun mood tonight. So don't mind me if I'm taking the piss a little bit. I'm just trying to stay positive. Andy said the studio's come along nicely, mate. It's going to be awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. The Conor Bradley painting arrived today as well. So that's another positive. That arrived safe and sound over from Wayne Henley in the UK. So yeah, we've got that now. Getting it sent to the framers to get framed up. And yeah, exciting stuff. But I want to just thank all of you again, because without your incredible support, we wouldn't be able to do things like that. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Josh Mealing, how are we, Josh? We lose tonight, at the weekend, then it's done. Dude, if we lose tonight, and I don't mean to exaggerate this, but for me, if we lose tonight, he should be fired before he leaves the stadium. And I'm not even trying to be, edgy with that. I'm being deadly serious. This should be a straightforward, handy number in the Champions League at Anfield. So if he doesn't come out of here tonight, and I'm saying a draw, he should be gone as well before he leaves the stadium. This should be 2 or 3 handy. I know that they had a decent result against Napoli, but let's not, invent them to be prime Barcelona. We should be dismantling this team. Stevie boy, seeing that Wirtz is out until the next international break in March, have you heard anything? No, absolutely nothing that would back that up. Um, yeah, I mean, it would have to have been that something had been uncovered there because, the initial thoughts were that it's not bad, right? Now, we don't know exactly what it is. Muscle strain is the only thing I'd heard. So, yeah, I can't, say yes or no because truth is, Stevie boy, I've heard nothing that would back that up anyway. Unless it's somebody scaremongering or something like that, I don't know, but it's a fake account. It's a fake account. I've just been told that from Connor, that it's a fake account. So, yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Chris Thorne, how are we, dude? Nice to see you again. So, just seen the lineup, and failure is rewarded again. Canada and Salah on again. The Dutch Hodgson can feck off. Sorry, Craig. Hey, look, Chris, you're perfectly entitled to share your views, mate, and I'm not going to pull you up on it. I get it. I get it. Look, we're all frustrated at the minute. There's not much to be positive about. So that's why I'm saying tonight, I've just come in. I'm not going to say clean slate in general, but I'm trying to give a clean slate for tonight and just see how we get on. Frimpong is literally unplayable. He gets injured every month. Has he had more than one injury since he's been with us? And I say that not as a sarcastic answer. I'm deadly serious. I can't really remember. He should be back in the next 10 days or so, though. The plan would be start of December there. But yeah, he's another one that's really struggled to settle in to the squad and team. Why can he not just start Chiesa, said Luke Belton. It's a question that you'd like to see somebody actually ask him. And I'd love to have a chance to ask him why he doesn't play Chiesa. And then I'd love to have a chance to have a follow-up on his excuse. Because I guarantee I'd be able to pick holes in it. Look, I just feel that he's not I hope that is this guy on some type of drugs not aimed at me, mate, because I am. Plenty of them. All legal, I should say. But, if it's aimed at me, explain. If not, if it's aimed at manager, I get it. Messi, Bill, said, I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan, but I'd rather watch you instead of our lineup. Shambolic. Well, mate, our lineup ain't great as a Liverpool fan. And lovely to have you in, by the way. And I really do feel for you what's gone on with Sheffield Wednesday, mate. It boils my blood when I see shitty owners leaving historic clubs like yours in a bad state. So I feel for you guys and your fan base, mate. And I really, sincerely hope for brighter times ahead for you. Yeah, look, if you were to talk to us about our lineup, many of us wouldn't be too happy with it either, my man. But welcome in. Lovely to have you. Leone won't be back until after next year. It's correct, Gaz. We're probably talking the summer, bro. Or end of season. But I don't think you'll see him competitively playing for us again until the start of next season or, the pre-season friendlies, which is just so unlucky for him. But, I do think he's a huge future ahead of him. Craig, I just joined the stream, but I don't understand why Slot chooses the wrong player, such as Salah, Gakpo, Kanade. Keeps trying to get himself sacked with these type of lineups. You're not the first person to say that tonight, mate, and dare I say it, you probably won't be the last, but all I can say is that I agree. Not on him trying to get sacked, but I agree that it's frustrating when you just see the same failing performances rewarded with another start, but not much we can do about it. Kazawar FC said, if you could ask Arna 3 questions, what would you ask? Well, the Chiesa one is defo on there. What else would I ask him? I'd ask him about Kanade and the contract situation, and Kanade, why is he playing? And then this is a really stupid question, but it's something that I would like an answer to from a personal level. I'd love to know why he wears navy on for match days on the sidelines and doesn't stick to what he's wearing there right now, which is a Liverpool hoodie and gilet. So I'd like to know why he changes into navy, because it pisses me off, and it's such a stupid thing to annoy me, but it does. I don't get it. I don't like managers standing out there in suits and all. Get yourself in a hoodie. Get out there, a pair of shorts and a boots on, and start screaming at people from the sidelines. So that'd probably be the three. And thanks. Good question. Nathan Green said, feel terrible for Leone. Oh, it's so unlucky, dude, isn't it? So unfortunate for the young man. Stephen Reynolds, how are we, Stephen? Said, I will play Robbo Endo at centre back. Yeah, so in my team, I don't know if you've seen it, mate, midweek, I had Endo at right centre back, and I had Gomez at right back, and Robbo on the other side. You also said centre back versus West Ham. If we see another Ibu stinker and somehow Gomez isn't truly fit, can't continue to reward bad performances. I know, but he is. He could have easily stuck in Endo there tonight at right centre back, but he didn't. And again, I'm sure Canade can't believe his luck. Truly. I'm sure he's thinking, really? I'm playing? Cool. Didn't Arne say he regretted lack of rotation? So the manager said a lot of stuff that, I found questionable, right? The other day he said that we're not lacking aggression, and then a sentence later said, but we're losing our jewels. Why might that be? Could it be a lack of aggression? Thank you. You get me through this, said Brian. Mate, no need to thank me. I should be thanking you. 13 months as a member, mate. I appreciate your support. But look, we're all helping each other get through this. I'm not going to lie. I've been fuming lately. So my daughter's boyfriend, a lot of his mates keep asking him the same type of questions. Am I really this angry? A lot of people think that this is an act that I put on when I'm watching Liverpool. It's not. This is me. I could be watching Gogglebox and I'd be shouting abuse at the television or telling them what they're doing wrong. This is me, and I swear to God this is true. What you see of me is a watered down version of me, because my language would be far stronger and far more cutting if there was no camera here. So believe it or not, rather than me upping myself for this, I kind of taper myself back when I'm doing these streams. Ask my wife what I'm truly like when I'm watching football and she ain't here. Or you guys ain't here, I should say. Lewis said, if we can't get Gay in January, what centre-back would you go for? Well, let me go through the list that we discussed earlier on the stream. So the short list that was put out there from Caught Offside was Nico Schlotterbeck, Antonio Silva, Joel Ordonez, Deo Upamecano, Alessandro Bastoni, Sven Botman, and Ezri Konsa. So in your question, if we couldn't get Gay, who would I go for? Well, it'd be Bastoni, if it was possible. After Bastoni on that list, I'd be looking at Schlotterbeck, or I'd be looking at... I like the idea of Joel Ordonez, to be honest with you. I've looked into him a little bit, not enough to make a final decision, but what I've seen of him, I've been impressed by. So they're kind of where my head would be at. Bastoni first, Nico Schlotterbeck, and then I wouldn't mind Joel Ordonez either. Stephen Irons, Craig, personally, I take Anderson, Gay, Semenyo. I tell you what, Stephen, Anderson's performance against us kind of really woke me up to what a good player he is. Because I'd seen, I don't watch much of Forest, but I'd seen lots of people, talking about this kid being the real deal in central midfield. And I was incredibly impressed, not just by his attitude against us, but by his positioning. He always seemed to be in the right spot to make a block or to make a clearance. Very impressive. Star Player said, thought I was lucky to be in the Cop on Saturday. Sorry, man. But look, if it makes you feel any better, my bucket list game was Liverpool-Manchester United, and I got to go to one in October, and I'm 44 years of age. That was my first time ever getting to that game. It's a game I wanted my whole life to get to, and we lost 2-1. It was soul-destroying shit. What made up for it? And again, this is the type of stuff that I don't think the club will see of me, but I want to be honest about it. What made that trip so good to me was honestly the staff. We were in the Sevens lounge, and I couldn't have felt more comfortable. Everybody in there, and I'm not just talking about me, like everybody there was so well looked after. They couldn't do enough. And if you ever get a chance to attend a hospitality game, I know they're expensive, but I could not speak highly enough of the club staff. To a man and woman, they were absolutely fantastic. They knew who I was because a couple of them were kind of joking with me afterwards, and I was going out. A couple of the suits were saying, go easy, don't be too angry. But I even made a point of saying it to them. Staff are incredible, absolutely incredible, and they made what was a disappointing result a very nice day. Tipsy Dipsy said, my mind is blown away how Canada is starting. I don't think you're on your own, my friend. How's Lala and Poe feeling about it, though? I'd imagine they're a little bit worked up. Tinky Winky doesn't give a bollocks. He's off in a world of his own. CFC Fidget, it's been a while, dude. It's been a while. Nice to see you. Said, hi, Craig. As a Chelsea fan, seeing this slot disaster from the outside was so unexpected. Big win versus Barca last night. Hopefully you guys pull this off. So I have to say, mate, you were incredible last night as a team. I'm not talking about me and you in some type of bedroom action. I mean, you were incredible. I only got to watch the first half of it live, and then I watched the highlights back. But you know what it reminded me of? The performance against Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup from you guys. You just smothered Barcelona. Didn't give them anything. And even without Cole Palmer there, I thought it was incredibly impressive. And I'm going to say something that I said to Connor earlier on, and I'd love to know if people agree or disagree with me on this. But I'd go as far as to say Chelsea have the two best central midfielders in the Premier League, between Enzo and Caicedo. They were incredibly good. A nice balance of aggression, attacking sense, defensive sense. I mean, there was one sliding challenge Caicedo made that he was tracking back, and he made a sliding challenge in Barcelona player, and it was beautiful, timed perfectly. So yeah, credit where it's due. Incredibly impressive performance. And one of the things I always try to do is just be honest, right? I'm not afraid to say if somebody else's team was good or if you play well. It was impressive. Busy Media, how are we, dude? Said, I don't like this lineup, to be honest. You're not on your own, my friend. You're not on your own. Nice to see you win again. Hope you're well. Joshua, how are we? Said, Craig, if he starts Chiesa while Salah's gone for the AFCON, no matter how good Chiesa would be, he's still going to put Salah back in when he's returned. I would dare say that you're right, mate. But all I can promise you is if that does happen and Chiesa lights the place up, it will be pretty clear from the fans that there will be anger at that. Because that really is shown that there's no meritocracy whatsoever. If somebody goes away or somebody's injured, just for whatever reason, somebody's not able to play, and somebody else steps into the void and does well and gets dropped again, then that's a fucking agenda. Because that person should be keeping that shirt. Do you think Semenyo in January is the end for Chiesa? 100%. Yeah. If we do sign him, and again, I don't know if we will or won't, but if we do, yes, absolutely, it's the end for Chiesa. And it's probably the right decision. And I'd be happy about it for the following reason. Not because I don't like Fede, but because at least then I'd know the manager will be looking to the bench and you have to have a hope of somebody being used. Because we know now Chiesa is garbage minutes or nothing. And it's so frustrating as a fan because we all want to see more of him. Rowler's in the building. How are we, Mr. Fobby Rowler? Nice to see you. It's been a minute, mate. Nice to see you. I thought this game had already happened and Liverpool won 1-0. Some youngster scored. That's the under 19s, mate, or the 21s. That's the UEFA Youth League. And yes, we beat PSV Eindhoven 1-0. They're always played on the earlier part of the day and they mirror the fixtures. Frimpong's injured. I've seen somebody say, where's Frimpong and Bradley? Both injured, unfortunately, mate. We don't have an exact time frame for Bradley, but there was talk of it being 3 weeks-ish. And for Jeremy Frimpong, still out. Could be another week to 10 days before he's back. Lewis, can we convince Matip to come out of retirement? At this point, I think it would just take him too long to get fit anyway and back up to match fitness. But it wasn't a bad shout when it was thrown around at one point, because I'd have a Joel Matip in there now instead of Canade every day of the week. Look, folks, can I ask you a little favour? If you can, please do hit that like button for me. Let's get the likes up to 1,000 before we start off, as we always try to do. Jay Braskell, PSV, first half, ML, bucket. Okay. Look, I just hope we score the first goal and build from there. I'm trying to be optimistic tonight. I'm trying to be upbeat. Gary. He's just said on TNT, every competition is important. So what about the squad for the League Cup? This idiot needs to be sacked. Yeah, he's full of contradictions, Gary. He's full of double-speaking contradictions, which is why, I don't know if you were with us yesterday, but the thumbnail for the stream last night was "Stop Talking Shit," because I'm fed up of listening to it. From him, I mean, every competition's important, but also let's throw away the League Cup. Where we could be in the quarterfinals now with a home tie, 2 games from Wembley, but let's throw the League Cup and then come out and say every competition matters. There's been a lot of revisionism, Gary, from the summer, from the manager and the club. Right, let's have a look at this. So, Arne Slot on how he has reflected and what he's focused on this week. The reflection was about a few moments. We had 75% ball possession, so that feels like you don't have to defend a lot. But a few moments we had to defend, and we didn't defend in the same manner as Forest defended 25 times. Genius stuff, this. It took him a week to reflect on the fact we had 75% possession and we can't defend. I could have told him that in 10 seconds. But it took him a week to reflect on that. No matter how much quality you have, no matter how much time you arrive somewhere, if the other team throws themselves at the ball and blocks every shot and cross, then it's far from sure you win the game. I said, football-wise, I can't blame you so much, but the 4 or 5 times you had to defend, we definitely have to do better. That's just absolute waffle. Waffle. You had 75% of the ball and did fuck all with it. That's the truth of it. And the handful of times we had to defend, we didn't. And not only couldn't we defend, the centre-back that you've put right back in at the start tonight gave away the needless corner that led to the first goal. But, reward him with another starting spot, Arne. That's some good reflection there, bro. Good reflection. Can he not give Chiesa and Gomez a chance? So what you'll probably hear is, after the game, that Gomez wasn't fit enough. Or could only play X amount of minutes. But sure, let's just throw away a spot on the bench with somebody who can't play from the start. But I agree with you, Keith. Yeah, I agree. But, it is what it is. It's favouritism and favourites. It's just simple as that. Mundane Daydreams said, how's it going, Craig? Working and watching the stream, slow day. Yeah, I'm alright, man. I'm alright. Not sure what to expect tonight, but surely can't be any worse than what we've seen on Saturday. So, fingers crossed we can get the result and start to get back to something we recognise. Rio should have started in this game, give him a chance to shine a European night. I'm the same, Stephen. My preview, I had him on the left wing. And like you, I think this would have been a great opportunity for him to shine. But it's another one of these situations where the manager tells us that he's a senior player, but yet doesn't treat him like a senior player and doesn't give him minutes. We didn't bring in somebody because we didn't want to block the pathway, but yet we're blocking the pathway ourselves, but not giving him any time on the pitch. More of the doublespeak that we've been talking about, more of the hypocrisy. So yeah, I'm with you, Stephen. I would have played him as well, but let's wait and see. You know, I was looking at Yamal and Estevao, and I think they're about 9 months older than Rio. And Yamal has made 24 appearances in the Champions League at 18. And yet, you know, our superstar, who we don't want to block the pathway through, apparently isn't good enough to get minutes against PSV Eindhoven from the start at home. Doesn't really add up, does it? Murillo, Gay, Bastoni, when play Isak, Ekatike, forget. I take any of those 3 centre-backs you mentioned. Not a professional, any of them. Road Rash, thank you, mate, for your 4 months with us as a member. Russ, lovely to see you, bro. 33 months for Russ, man. Thank you, and good evening to you as well. And Ash, how are we? Sick and tired of the arrogant and deluded manager. I thought you were going to say me. Look, like I said, man, we're all frustrated. I'm just trying to. I want to win. I just want us to have something to be happy about as fans tonight. Nearly threw my phone at that 11. Absolute BS. Look. Let's just ask this as a poll question. Hang on. So, simple one. Are you happy with the team? Fairly straightforward question. So let's go with that one. Got cool. Straight in answering this question here. Bro, what's this lineup? Gomez, Rio, Chiesa should play today. Craig, for you, we'll keep the comments aside till the game is over. I appreciate that, my man. I get it, though. I get it. And especially Rio. Rio's the one. The fact Rio isn't playing and the fact Canade is playing, that's the thing for me. You know, how do you reward Canade by sticking him straight back in? And again, what's the story on his contract? Does he want to stay? Is he going to stay? When is he going to make his bloody mind up? Keith said, Craig, it's favouritism and he's going to either burn players out or create a load of injuries by not rotating this team. Yep, and yep. It's stubbornness. And you're right on the injury front, especially. Gakul said, is Ramsey injured? No, he's just not eligible. He's not eligible to play in the Champions League for us, unfortunately, mate. Liverpool fan, 7097. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Who's on the bench? No problem, Peter. Let me read that out to you now, sir. Give me 2 seconds, bro, and I will get the bench list for you. So, you'll be delighted to know that, Peter, we've 2 goalkeepers on the bench today, you know, just to fill it out. We don't want any empty seats on camera. So, we've got Woodman and Miscure. Then we've got Gomez, Endo, Isak, Chiesa, Robbo, Nioni, and Engamoa. So, that's the bench. So, outfield players, Gomez, Endo, Isak, Chiesa, Robbo, Nioni, and Engamoa. So, that's where we're at there. What do you think the substitutions are going to be throughout the match? I think it genuinely will depend on how the match goes. I'd like to think that one way or the other, we're going to see much needed minutes out there for the likes of Isak, Rio. Yeah, I'd like to see them get some time, and you know, hopefully an hour gone, we're 2-0 up, and he brings them 2 on, and something clicks or something. Just any signs of positivity tonight would be great. Tipsy Dipsy said Slot got his excuses from the Arteta handbook. It must be, well, if there's one man who has a little book of excuses that is probably deep, it is Mr. Arteta. He's had plenty of years to come up with them. Did you expect Klopp left, next manager would be sacked, but still won the Premier League in his first season? No, I didn't. I expected none of that. I didn't expect the next manager to come in to win the Premier League. No, not at all. Nor did I think then, after he won the Premier League, that we'd all be so annoyed by the way we're playing the following season that we, you know, a large percentage of people would be calling for his head. No, mate, there's no way I've seen any of that coming. It almost feels like he's done it in reverse, right? Like, you would have understood this last year, and you would have like, all right, he's still bedding in. That's why I'm frustrated that the club are so patient with this. I don't think they should be as patient as they are, but as I said, what can we do? We're just fans. We just want something to get behind. Don't want to come in with the negativity. Here comes the but. Here comes the but. I do that all the time. But doing the same things over and over again is the definition of insanity. So frustrating. I know the missus says that to me all the time. Craig, disappoint me over and over and over again. It's not going to change anything. And I said, love, I'm consistent if nothing else. Maybe we'll win tonight. Never know, said Red. Maybe. I hope so. I could do with smiling. BG Veteran said, WTF, Craig. There's plenty of people saying Wirtz is injured till March. It's a lie. It's a lie. Don't worry about it, mate. It's a fake account. So don't worry about it. That story's BS. Do you think we should have got Isak? Yes, I do. I do. Look, he hasn't done it yet, but I've no buyer's remorse. You know, the only signing that we made that I would question is Frimpong, but that's not because of his quality. I would question it because I don't know where he naturally fits into the setup and the way we play. But other than that, you know, I've got to say, I'm still happy with the business we did in the summer. And look, for the last couple of months, my comments, especially on the pre-recorded videos, have been filled full of Newcastle fans, United fans, Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, all kind of reminding us how Isak is failing. And I've been keeping the receipts because let them talk. Premier League football is filled with people who take a while to settle in. And with Isak in particular, well, we know he's had no pre-season. We know he's had some injury concerns. And we know we still don't look like we know to get the best out of him. But he'll get there. And with Wirtz is the one I'm really looking forward to gloating about. Not with Liverpool fans, to opposition fans. Because he's the one I can't wait. Look at Caicedo. I think Caicedo's a really good example. Went into Chelsea in his first season, and even though he moved from a Premier League club to another one, he took probably a season before Chelsea fans started to see the best of him. And I can't wait for Wirtz to hit the ground and show what he can do, so I can stick two fingers up to all of these mouthy little fools that think we've wasted our money. Frozen. Let it go, dude. Said, looking at the team, Slot is not learning. I'm full of the shitty Christmas dad jokes tonight, by the way. He's not. You're right. But there's nothing that you and I can do about it, unfortunately, man. We just got to roll with the punches and hope for the best. What else we got? If we lose tonight, is it curtains for Slot? Oh, it's got to be. Like, I said earlier on, I'm going to repeat it. If we lose this game tonight, and if we draw this game tonight, you should be fired before you leave the stadium. That's my honest view on it. I'm not trying to be an asshole or edgy. That's how strongly I feel. You are literally at that point now where one more loss against somebody who is like, if you lose a game against the Man City or a Real Madrid or an Arsenal, that's frustrating but somewhat understandable. But you got to be beating the teams you should be beating. And you got to be beating them easily. And PSV Eindhoven for Liverpool at home in the Champions League should be a fairly straightforward affair. Scott Engerson, goals and maybe some passion and heart again, please. Yeah, the passion and heart thing, Scott, I couldn't agree more on. I want to read you guys out comments from Andy Robertson because, you know, in this whole frustrating period where we're all angry, I have truly been impressed with Andy Robertson and some of his comments. He was again today talking about how it just isn't good enough. And I love it. And he's like, I don't blame fans for leaving early. I don't blame them one bit. He gets it. He understands it. And he articulates it, I think, better than most others. Virgil tries to say it, but it always comes across slightly less sincere. Is that the word I'm looking for? Or maybe more middle ground than Robertson. Robertson's just blunt and straight to the point. Not good enough. Fans have a right to be angry. Steen, how are we, sir? Welcome in. Thank you. Ahmed, thank you, mate. Appreciate you. On my wish list for Christmas, Craig, replacing Canade. You don't want me replacing Canade, bro. Jesus. Canade's not having a great time of it now, but, you know, I'll end up relegating us if I was at centre-back. That or dying of a heart attack in the... Authentic's a good word, mate. Yes, thank you. Yeah, you don't want me out there, Jesus. Do you know what I'd love to do, though? I'd love to come up... Arna, you do the coaching and the tactics and give me the team talks. Just let me have the team talks. And I promise you that we start games a lot better if I'm in there. And they're dodging cups and saucers and football boots. And they're putting their fingers in their ears because I'm screaming so loudly. Put me in. Put me in, coach. Give me the any given Sunday moment. And this team will be coming out in better shape. So let's check in on our poll. We asked, are you happy with the team? So if you haven't voted, still a chance to do so. Tonight we'll have our match reaction, our player ratings video and everything else you expect on a match day. If you would like to submit your player ratings afterwards, and look, the more the merrier, we hope that you do. Scan that QR code on the screen there. That brings you to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community, where, of course, with the transfer window coming up, we're going to be putting in transfer stories. We're going to be giving you our take on certain things. We're going to be asking your opinion on certain things about the channel, the content. You have the chance to help shape the channel's future. And if you'd like to be in there and see some shit jokes from me and a couple of other bits and bobs, scan that QR code and that will bring you right to our WhatsApp, where you can see the form after the game for the player ratings. It's straightforward, just a Google form you fill out. Is Wirtz injured until March, or is my app broken? No, it's a fake account that put it out and it's gotten some traction. And look, it's really, really easy in the football world to get bullshit stories to spread. I know this because we did it. Regular viewers of the channel will know a few years back, we invented a journalist and we invented a story and we put it out there. And it was picked up and ran with far and wide. It was picked up and ran with by football accounts with millions of followers, by fellow Liverpool content creators and loads of others. And it was something that we invented just to prove how easy it was. One of our competitors in the Liverpool sphere used it as part of their content. That's how easy it is. So no, I don't have any credible information to support that other than the fake account that put it out. This season is heartbreaking. Can't believe it. It is. Oh, speaking about heartbreaking stuff, I want to just read this out to everybody. You may have seen it, you may not have seen it, but I'm going to just take you through this. Paul Doyle, who was the man charged with 31 serious offences relating to the incident at Liverpool's Premier League title parade on May 26th, has changed his pleas to guilty on the morning his trial was due to start. He had pleaded not guilty up until the last minute. The counts that he has admitted to include 1 count of dangerous driving, 9 counts of causing grievous bodily harm with intent, 17 counts of attempting to cause grievous bodily harm, 3 counts of wounding with intent, and 1 count of affray. He will be sentenced at Liverpool Crown Court on the 15th and 16th of December 2025. So just wanted to give you guys the very latest on that one. Couch, sorry for the mispronunciation, dude. I'm giving it my best go. The head-to-head stats for Arna and PSV manager are shite, and the flashbacks of the same fixture last year is definitely giving me the jitters. Well, what I would say about last year was it was a fairly changed team when we went over there and we'd already qualified, but it did shaft us in the end because losing that game over there meant we ended up with Paris Saint-Germain in the knockout stages, whereas if we'd have drawn or beaten them, we'd had a different opponent. So going light for that game ended up costing us in the long run. Kieran Lorrigan, how are we, Kieran? Said, hey Craig, can't get in the mood for this game. Did you see Slot say both Jones and Szoboszlai can play right back as well as Gomez, who's still suffering? Then why is he on the damn bench, Kieran? Do you know what I mean? If he's not fit, why is he on the bench? You know, just I suppose he could have probably thrown the third goalkeeper on the bench there. Mate, how bad does this look for our club, by the way? If we're already struggling, can't get the bench filled, and we're putting in injured players and extra goalkeepers on the bench just to fill it out, it doesn't look great, does it? Then you've got Chelsea with the cast of thousands. You know, can't even fit them all in the squads. What's wrong with Flo? Just a muscle injury. That's all I know. There hasn't really been too much out there about the extent of it or anything. Or, the manager just said it's a muscle strain, or somebody said it's a muscle strain. Arna said, we've had little time on the training pitch and the training cannot be as intense as you want. I had to say something, but I wasn't the only one who was very annoyed by the way we defended in moments. It's not a problem over the whole game. It's in moments. Yes, Arna. It's the moments that you're fucking defending. Because when you're attacking, it's not defensive moments then, is it, Arna? My God, can you stop Captain Obvious here? Can somebody take the microphone away from Slot? Because he keeps coming out with more and more absolute waffle. You had 4 times to defend in the game, Arna, and they scored 3 of them. Anything else is just noise. We didn't have much time to train. Fuck me. Should have been plenty of time, Arna, because there shouldn't have been days off after that dross. That mean guy said, Craig doing the team talks and they all come out battered and bruised. No, they wouldn't come out physically harmed, but they'd be coming out very clear on what's expected of them. Craig, discussion. Question for you. Have you seen the links we've had with appointing Inzaghi, the former Inter coach? I haven't, but I would welcome them. I know he's only gone over to, was Al Hilal, I think, in Saudi Pro League, but he's a very credible option from a name perspective. And certainly, personally, I would be happier with a link to the likes of Inzaghi than I would be to Nagelsmann. Because I'm not sold on Julian Nagelsmann. Iraola, I can understand, but I do have the doubt about another big step up for a manager coming in. With Inzaghi, we know he's been there and done it at the top level. So I would have no problem with him. He definitely has the gravitas, I think, to walk into the dressing room as well. But no, I haven't seen anything linking us really to him now. Was it not Inzaghi's Inter team that got smashed? Yes, it was, but they still got to the final, right? And he got a pretty aging, and I would say fairly average, Inter team to a Champions League final. That for me is impressive. Like, look at the calibre of squad Arna's working with now. This should be cricket scores today if we've gotten about us. There are 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Slot not picking Federico Chiesa. Yes. And as Mark said, Mark, one of our moderators, said as well, and Tierney or Oliver being on VAR for our big games. They're another thing you can throw into that mix. Who would take Flick as manager? No. Nope. I'm not. No way. I'd have actual heart attacks with that high line. That high line Hansi Flick plays with is an absolute disgrace. It is a disgrace. It's ridiculous. Like, there's high lines and there's taking the piss. And that Barcelona team are so easily gotten at that it almost takes away the calibre and the class that they have at the other end. Yeah. Diane, don't think we're going to win. Do you, Craig, and all the Red supporters? Very disappointing. I don't know why you're calling us clowns, Diane. That much. I don't know where we're going with that one, mate. But look, I think we're going to win. We have to win it. It's PSV Eindhoven. We should be beating them fairly straightforward, Diane. So yeah, anything less than a win, and it's P45 time for Arna. Roger said, was debating my brother. Do you think your strong foot is better for taking penalties than a Liverpool player's weak foot? And also, which players? Yes, yes. I'm saying my left foot is stronger than some players' weak foots. So give me a left-footed penalty for me against a right-footed penalty for Mohamed Salah. If we both took 5 on Alisson, I'm backing that I'd score more than Salah with his right foot. Now, if it's Florian Wirtz, no, not a chance because he has 2 good feet. But yes, I'm saying I'd take Salah with his right foot versus my left. No offense, but the way a team has been playing at the moment, you can't disagree with the clown comment. If you listen to what I said, mate, I didn't disagree with it. I said I didn't know who it was aimed at. We are playing like a bunch of clowns, Sam. But what I was saying was the comment was about me, other fans, and being disappointed. So I'm wondering, was it me being called a clown? Was it other fans being called a clown? That's what I was talking about, bro. Thank you. 4-1, yeah, we'll take that. I'll take a 4-1. That'll be lovely. And thank you so much, Sioko. Johan said, Craig, we really need more fire from the coach and the squad, like a Keane or Materazzi type. Yeah. Absolutely. One of my biggest gripes with Arna is that I don't think there is enough fire in the dressing room or on the sidelines. It's all too passive. And that, in my opinion, bleeds out onto the pitch. You know, somebody made a cracking point the other day where they said that, you know, Virgil was almost like the counterbalance to Jurgen and Jurgen's passion, emotion, and frustration at times. And you had a more reserved Virgil, which was a counterbalance. What's my score prediction? Said Charlie. God, 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1, Charlie. 3-1 win. Arne Slot, I told them both they can play in that position, as of course Joe Gomez can, but he's been struggling with a knee injury. But Curtis Jones will play it right back. So we've got confirmation there from Arne that Curtis Jones will be the right back today. And look, I'm happier about that than Dom being there. Because I want Dom in central midfield where he does his best work. So, yeah, no problem with that. But again, why is Gomez on the bench if he's struggling and isn't fit? That I'm still frustrated by. Exactly, Craig. Slot has no fire, no fight. He's just lazy. Look, it's the Dutchness. So there was something that... No, I'm not crossing my arms again. There was something that came out the other day from the Echo that said that the fans inside the stadium were audibly upset when Gakpo and Gravenberg pulled out of challenges. So if you take that, throw in the manager and our captain and the passiveness, you got to ask, is it a Dutch trait that seeped in to the club and the team? Because, you know, if you think about the Dutch national team over the years, always had great players, always had talented technicians, but they were always soft and they never got over the line. And what I'm seeing on the pitch from our players is a team that doesn't fear the repercussion of the dressing room. That's my best take on it. I think there's just too much passiveness and not enough aggression, and that seeps onto the pitch. Any room at the table for dinner? Would you believe, and I'm not even joking, we don't even have a dinner table. One, our house isn't that big anyway, 'cause it's a little 3-bed council house, but yeah, we don't even have a dining table, mate. And we very rarely eat together as a family unless we go out for dinner. Because I eat at midnight, so I eat at a weird time anyway, and I only eat once a day. So yeah, we don't even have a dinner table. Petter, can Jones deal with Perisic? He bloody well should be able to. What is Perisic now? 107? If Curtis Jones can't deal with a very, very, very slowed down Ivan Perisic were in trouble. And how's the shoulder? I still can't really feel these two fingers properly. And I'm still got pain in my shoulder and elbow. But it's definitely a lot better than it was, mate. And thanks for asking. I appreciate you looking out for me. No, Phil, he's just ill, mate. He's not injured. He's just ill. Oh, look, Jamie. You little fucking... Yes, numpty, mate. Numpty, you know? The white referee I was talking to, you fucking moron. If you idiots ever took the time to look at that segment, the one you're all trying to counsel me as a racist for, I was talking to a white referee and I called him a numpty because I didn't want to call him a nonce. Because there is an actual nonce who was a referee recently, in case that escaped your attention. So, yes, numpty, white referee. But don't let facts get in the way of your stupidity, mate. You know, you and the TikTok generation just want to cancel everybody, even though you're trying to stitch together games where he was saying it to Frimpong, who wasn't fucking playing. Again, like I said, you're all just weirdos. Just jealousy. Nothing else. Simple as. Any reason to shit on somebody and bring them down just because your life's fucking miserable. It ain't gonna work, bro. Because people know me. And like I said, I don't hide. I'm here. I own up to my mistakes when I make them. But calling a bald, white English referee a numpty ain't something I'm apologising for. Just say you're jealous, thank me for all the work I do, and move on. Very stubborn coach. How does he want to win without change the tactics? He's obviously really, really, really of the mindset that it's small margins. That's the only thing I can think of. It's got to be small margins in his head. But for me, it isn't. Like, if I even bring you back to some quotes from this one. Arna said, we had little time on the training pitch. Can it be as intense as you want? I had to say something, but I wasn't the only one who's annoyed with the way we defended moments. No, it wasn't that one. There was something about him saying basically we had 75% of the ball and we conceded 4 moments and we were kind of unfortunate, which is all just horseshit. Basically, the 4 times we had to defend, we couldn't. Right, folks, we are closing in on kickoff. We have hit 1,000 likes, but do hit that like button if you can. Joseph said, gonna need some heavy herbal infusion if we lose. Yes, yes, yes. Forever yes, Joseph, mate, yes. 3-1 win tonight, and see you all at half-time. Thank you, Josh, appreciate you, and I hope you're right on the score. Home tour, no. You don't get the home tour, mate. Some things in life have to be private. And you know, the rest of the house is not my domain, and my wife's, you know, very protective over certain things. She doesn't like coming on camera, as an example. So when I'm uploading the activity to Pornhub, I have to blur her out. Craig, I'm sorry to say, but a loss in this game, that enough for Arne sacking, simple as that. Loss in this game, and he should be gone before he leaves the stadium, is what I'd say, mate. The house tour would take too long. You would have to clear out the servants' hall too. Yeah, that's true, Connor. Yeah. The servants' hall. I wish. There's a reason why I make my content in the corner of the living room, mate, and it's because there ain't much room. Why can't Slot bench Salah like Ten Hag bench Ronaldo? To send out a message to the team. I don't want to see Canadi in the team. He's been shocking. I think he's scared of Salah. Genuine opinion. I think he's scared to take him on. And on the other part, I agree with Canade. I don't want them starting the game either. Right, let's end this poll. We asked, are you happy with the team? And over 3,000 votes. And of those 3,200 votes, 76% said they aren't happy with the team. P. Chris said, I hear so many people wanting Slot sacked, but who do we replace him with? So, this is named that you do, but that's not our job. Our job isn't to find the next manager. So my argument here on this one is, if you brought in somebody as, let's say, a make way, what would you call it, caretaker, at least you might be able to get some reaction from the team and stop the rot. But keeping a manager just because you can't, like the analogy I made the other day was, it's like going out with a girl and you're staying going out with the girl even though you don't really like the girl or the boy because you don't want to have a wank. And you don't want to have to say to yourself, well, I don't want to give up sex, even if it is with somebody who I don't like, because I don't want to have to take care of myself, so I'm not going to break up with her. Do you know what I mean? That's the best analogy I can give you. And for me, I don't want to have sex with Arna anymore. It's the best way I can put it. He's wearing navy again. Look, that's just a me thing. It doesn't annoy anybody else, really. I don't know why it annoys me that he wears navy. It's probably because why would I switch Jones with Soboslai when Jones is playing right back? Looks, Chris, the manager told us he's playing right back. Yeah. I don't want to have sex with her anymore. Craig Houlden 2025. Yeah. I've got a few of them over the years, but my point comes across, right? If I get the point across, I'll take it. Right, folks. Oh yeah, the reason the navy annoys me is because I don't like wearing navy. I don't own navy things. I think I've got one navy t-shirt somewhere, but I don't like navy, so seeing the manager wear it winds me up. It's got nothing to do with club colours or anything. It's just to do with I don't like navy. Roger. So a problem with FSG's unsackable coach mindset is that now goes into every game comfortable in his job, win or lose. No pressure, no fight. I don't believe it though either, Roger. Not one part of me believes that they aren't coming up with plan A, B and C behind the scenes just in case. And I wouldn't expect them to say anything other than the manager's job is safe to the public, because that's what clubs put out all the time. Navy is a goated colour. Nah, navy's just for people who haven't got the balls to wear black. Come on, let's be honest about it. Navy's just for black wasn't available. When do you think FSG sack Slot? 3 or 4 more losses in a row, and I think maybe then Scout Stewart. But I don't know. Look, we are attacking the Annie Road end first half. PSV about to get us underway. They'll be playing from left to right in their change strip of blue. And we are underway. We are underway in the Champions League. Fingers crossed for a better result tonight. And thank you all for being here with us. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Right, PSV keeper knocks it long up pitch. Just a reminder for you, the team is on the screen. It's Mamardashvili in goal. Jones at right back. Kirkes at left back. Canada and Virgil are your centre backs. Mamardashvili in goal because Alisson's ill. Midfield, it is Dominic Soboslai, Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberg, Salah on the right, Ekitike through the middle, and Gakpo on the left. Mamardashvili there, just waiting for the PSV press to come on. Virgil brings it out now, goes to Kirkes. Kirkes cuts back infield and goes back to the keeper. We're almost at the 1 minute mark where I will sync up. 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, Georgie with the ball in possession. Again, just kind of standing on the edge of the 18-yard box, waiting for somebody to come. Just pass the fucking ball! Pass the ball! Jesus! Standing there waiting, like, that passiveness and that nonsense is exactly what's wrong with this team. Liverpool have it left side with Ekitike. He loses out. PSV in possession. Play it out off Cody Gakpo. That nonsense with the goalkeeper just standing there waiting. If he's not coming to press you within 2 or 3 seconds, just pass the ball. Don't make me sing. Please read. I'm trying. Craig, thanks for being real and authentic and for making truth and reality, not making or fitting for popularity, the most important thing. Cheers, dude. Thank you, man. That means a lot. Like I keep saying, I don't have much to offer you, but I can be honest. And that's all I ever will try to be. Right, left side, PSV in possession. Look at that. No challenge from Salah. He stands there looking at him, running down the wing. Doesn't go to close him down, looks at him. Then a cross comes in and it's chested behind from Kirkes for a PSV corner. Watch Salah in that replay. Watch him. He's no fucking interest in closing down the player. Right. Here comes the first PSV Eindhoven corner. Let's hope it isn't a repeat. So Salah Adine to take the corner here for PSV Eindhoven. It's on the near side. Cross in. Cleared away this time by Virgil in the 6-yard box. Second ball breaks. PSV get there first. Work it back out. Right side. Bit of a press comes on here from Liverpool. PSV work the ball back into our right channel. Jones loses possession and Canade has to put it behind for a corner. Jones again there. Just again, look at this. Look at the jewels being lost here already. And we're only in the first 3.5 minutes. Right, a second PSV corner here in the first 4 minutes. Cross in. Penalty. Handball penalty against us. Lads. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a blatant handball. There's no art. What is he arguing about? What is he actually fucking arguing about? You had your arm up in the air, you clown. What is he arguing about? He's an absolute clown. A penalty given away inside the first 5 minutes because Virgil thinks he's playing fucking GAA or something. He's moaning about getting pushed. Be stronger. Be stronger, Virgil. Come on, Georgie. PSV Eindhoven penalty in the first 5 minutes. Fuck me. Perisic against Georgie Mamardashvili. Come on, Georgie. One 0 PSV. John said, where's the positivity? Didn't I say till the match starts, John? What's there to be positive about? 5 minutes in and we're 1-0 down. Our captain gives away a stupid, needless penalty. After, yet again, Curtis Jones pussies out of a tackle and we give away a corner. Now Virgil's bitching at the referee. Moaning at him because he had his hand up in the air like a gobshite. Apparently that's the referee's fault. Perisic steps up, sends Mamardashvili the wrong way. And we're already 1-0 down. Does anybody genuinely know what Van Dijk was bitching about? I think he's moaning about being pushed as if he hasn't got a huge physical advantage over most of these fellas. It's just weakness. It's weak mentality. It's looking for excuses. It was a blatant stonewall penalty. Absolutely 100% the right decision to make that penalty call. 100 was blatant penalty every day of the week. I don't know what the weak-minded little man is talking about. It's absolute nonsense again. Brian said some captain. Yep. First one to look for an excuse, Brian. Chief excuse maker. That's our captain as well, as you said, Brian, our captain. Here's a question. Here's a genuine question. Does anybody know why Virgil's arm was up there like it was? Because whichever which way, it makes no sense for your arm to be up that high. Even if you're getting pushed, it makes no sense for your arm to go up that high. Uh, 5 minutes, didn't leave our own half. Lazy. Well, we did, to be fair. We had a brief spell down the left side. But look back. The corner that was given away, we had one back possession, and Jones pussies out of a challenge, gets pushed off it, and we give away a corner. And then Virgil goes full Harlem Globetrotters. Canade. Back to the keeper. He plays it straight to a PSV player in midfield. Fuck me. I'm gonna cry. Chris said needs to lose his captaincy now. Give it Soboslai. Reminds me of Gerrard when he tried to get Hodgson fired. Remember Gerrard's penalty against Blackburn. Look, I'm not saying anything like Virgil did that to get the manager sacked, but what I am saying was it was idiotic and completely avoidable and weak. Our captain, our leader, I'm now livid. Senior players. The senior players, again, where's Salah? Robbo and Verge have at least fronted up to interviews. Where's Salah? Highest paid player in the history of the club. Hiding away from the cameras or any responsibility. Captain hooked the ball at it again. FC Pitside said, are we selling games out ourselves, Craig? WTF. I think Canade VVD wants to lock on. Also, why is Canade long in contract talks? He's waiting to see what coach could replace him. It's a good point. I never actually thought about that part of it. Look, there's plenty of time in this. That's the only upside here for us. There's plenty of time left. 9.5 minutes on the clock. If you're just joining us, the opening goal came via the penalty spot. Virgil van Dijk with a handball, and then he has the actual cheek to argue with the referee about it. PSV now on the attack again, down the right-hand side. Kirkes, good challenge, Milosh. Logan, Craig watching from Switzerland today, freezing. Get yourself a Toblerone, Logan, you can be grand. But I hope you're okay, mate. I hope you're well. Verge isn't listening to the outside noise, mate. I forgot about that. Sorry, you're right. He's probably blocking out the rules as well as part of the outside noise. Would you take a loss today if it means Arne gets sacked? No. I'll never ever want Liverpool to lose a game of football, mate. Never. Well, there probably would be an instance or two if it helped relegate somebody or stop somebody else winning something. But no, I'd never want to lose a game intentionally to get a manager fired. No. I'd much rather we're going in the right direction. There's Dominic Szoboszlai dribbling into his own box there. Good man, Dom. Good man. Don't be just clearing it or ratting. Just dribble it into your own penalty area. I'm getting tired of the clueless look on Slot's face. He's no idea what to do, said Chad. Look, the only upside, Chad, I guess, mate, is there's plenty of time left in this. And it can't get much worse. Ball played up forward. Gakpo comes in, wins the second ball, but his touch is too heavy, and then he fouls the PSV player. What this also has done is given PSV something now to fight for and hang on to. How can we not build out of the back, but everybody else can easily? This is crazy. What makes it really crazy, Reggae Dragon, is, and he's the one who wants to play possession-based football. That's what really makes me laugh about it, dude. You know, We keep the ball. He talks about possession, but we do fucking nothing with the ball except knock it around sideways and then try a 35, 40-yard diag. Again, it's nuts, isn't it? Like I said, I watched Chelsea last night, night and day to our performance. I watched Aston Villa at the weekend, came back from a goal down, got a win. I watched Arsenal, North London derby, style, identity, much better. Us, clueless. PSV, so aggressive, said Gaz. Not as aggressive as our centre back, who's wants to take over the goalkeeping duties now as well. PSV have won 7 out of 7 before this game, mate. It's PSV Eindhoven. Let's be factual about this. We should be wiping the floor with PSV Eindhoven. I don't care if they've won a million games in a row. It's still a Dutch team that is nowhere near as expensively assembled as ours. We should be wiping the floor with them. In years gone by, we're looking at this as a guaranteed 3 points in the Champions League. I'm not overreacting when I say this is the most uncoached team I've ever had, including Hodgson era, said Nimrod Hurwitz. Look, mate, as I keep saying, the only positive I can try to find here is that there's plenty of time left on the clock. Maka now, out right side, to Gravenberch. Salah. Jones. Soboslai. Slips down the line again from Gravenberch, but it's overhit and it goes behind for a goal kick. Ryan Oldham said, spent £1,100 on hospitality tickets at the start of the season for my dad's birthday in April. Anybody want them? Honestly, if I could get over to the game and afford more time off work, I probably would, mate. But unfortunately, I can't. Go to the game. Enjoy it. Genuinely. Like I said, I went to the United game, hospitality. We lost, but I couldn't speak highly enough of the staff in the hospitality area. They were all magnificent. The club looked after everybody so well. And I'm sure yourself and your dad would have a wonderful day out. But yeah, I'm sorry that we're going through this, mate. But hopefully by that point, something's changed. Sad to say, going exactly how I thought it would. I don't know. I hope he just figure it out and turn it around. We're starting to get on the front foot a bit now. Here's Gakpo, left side. Cuts inside, shot, saved by the keeper, tap in, goal, 1-1. Yes, Soboslai. Here we go. Come on, boys. First time. Let's go. 1-1. Soboslai with the goal. Gakpo cuts inside, gets a strike, saved by the keeper, palmed out into Soboslai, who side foots it into the net, and it's 1-1. Come on. Will said, for me, Arne is not the man. I think he's slow at our game too much, but players not performing to a standard of Premier League champions, it's a disgrace. That was shocking from their goalkeeper, by the way. As a goalkeeper, you never push the ball back out into play. You push it wide. And that was shocking. That was so weak from their keeper. But look, we'll take it. Good, tidy, quick finish from Dom. Left foot as well. Side foots it in. 1-1. Let's go. Come on, boys. Turn it around from here. Let's go. Gakpo now. Again. Pass is misplaced. But come on, boys. This is better. This is PSV, Craig. We should be beating this team. Keith, I know. Easily. Should be nearly a cricket score, dude. But look, we're level now. We're back in this, and hopefully the tide turns. Miloš has been our best player tonight so far. Has he? I'm not saying he has or hasn't. I just don't know. Yeah. Verge is now on a yellow as well. So that's a yellow card and a penalty and a handball given away from our captain for a completely needless sliding tackle that he mistimed. He really does feel like he's tanking this. Like, Verge doesn't look like his head's right there. That's a frustrated tackle for me. He's lost his head. You're right. You're absolutely right. So many people in the chat saying the same thing. Some tattoos there, Craig. I like them. Some artwork. Thank you, man. My wife's ones are better. My wife's sleeve is way better. She's got loads of cool cartoon stuff on it. I got mine when I was like 23, 24. Busy Media said, what's wrong with Van Dijk? He just seems like his head's gone, mate. He hasn't recovered from that penalty incident. Ball in. Oh, nearly 2-1, but the offside flags up and saves us. Lads, we can't fucking defend. The offside flag saves us there from going 2-1 down from another set piece, by the way, that your captain gave away. It was the right call as well. He was half a yard off. So it was the right call. But again, stupid free kick given away and nearly 2-1 down. But correctly called offside, thankfully. Did the players just start to one slot gone after the first 5 games? How did it turn so bad so quickly? Was there a specific event that changed it all? I haven't got a clue. I don't know. It's confusing, but Soboslai out right side to Salah. Salah now plays it straight to a PSV Eindhoven player. Trappy Doo said Chiesa right wing, Robbo right back. Chiesa needs to start. I dare say a lot of us agree with you, my friend. Right. Maka to Virgil. Virg hasn't even got another foul left in him now, by the way, because the ref's probably going to be fed up of listening to him at this point. That's a penalty to us, ref, surely. Surely that's ours. No? Arna's shaking his head on the sideline. Ekatike's down after getting clattered into. Let's have a look. Did he get the ball? That's a penalty. Every day of the week, that's a penalty. He doesn't touch the ball and clatters into the player. Blatant penalty, that. In alternative universe, Leone would play then VVD. How is that not a penalty? Oh my God. VAR's let that go. Ah, here. What? Can anybody explain that to me? How is that not a penalty? Oh, lads. Oh my God. He didn't get the ball. I thought he got the ball, Gaz, and then I watched the replay and he didn't get the ball. Gaz, you're getting close to being banned. Because your passive-aggressive, snidey bullshit is starting to wear a little bit thin, bro. Any tattoo artist you could recommend in Ireland? Not really, because the guy that does mine, I haven't gone to in a while. Yeah. There was a gentleman from Belfast that was in our chat and asked me to come up and get a tattoo done, and I texted him, but he never heard me back. I never heard back from him. So, yeah. Oh, Salah edge of the box. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Salah on his left foot. Brian, what exactly do we do consistently well with this talent? It's criminal. I know, Brian, it is criminal, mate. Michael Oliver's on VAR. Also, Verge is getting a red. I feel that's very possible, Didinho. Salah now in possession. Squares it out left to Gakpo. To Kirkes. Cross in. Cleared by PSV for Liverpool corner. Come on, boys. Craig, should I take Salah and VVD posters down? No, man. Nah. Look, Salah has been incredible. And Salah, all said and done, is a club legend, as is Virgil. We're frustrated because we're not seeing the performances we know they're capable of. But they're always going to be icons, man. We're just angry in the here and now. Corner in, cleared away by PSV, as is the second ball. Referee gives a free out, though. No, he's not. He's just stopping play because there's a collision, I think. I think a couple of players are down. Barlbad said, so far, Salah VVD destroying their legacy. Chad, don't worry about it, Craig. Liverpool will get another apology for a missed penalty call. That will make everything better. I honestly, genuinely astounded by that. Because initially, I did think he'd gotten the ball on the first replay. But then you see the second replay and you follow the track of the ball, it doesn't move. I'm genuinely astounded by that. I don't know what to say about it. I'd love some input from others on it. But for me, I'm astounded that that wasn't a penalty. When did Darragh O'Brien start a YouTube channel? He wishes he was as funny as me. He does. He wishes. I wish I was as intelligent as Darragh O'Brien. Do you know the really funny thing about it is we grew up less than 5 miles away from each other, so maybe there's a postman somewhere that has some answering to do. Does anybody else feel like VVD's getting a red in this game? Because what Didinho said, I absolutely feel similar. Urian Timber giving Arsenal the lead against Bayern. Why is Calvin not getting a chance at right back? He's not eligible, David, for the Champions League squad, unfortunately, mate. He's 6 months too old as well to be considered one of the younger players. Again, Liverpool trying to force their way through. PSV now trying a counter, which they work into the right channel. It's almost like tracking back wins the ball back for the Reds. Come on, boys. Salah now. Cross in. Cleared by PSV. Kept in by Curtis Jones. He's dispossessed. Ball's bobbling around in there. PSV clear their lines. For me, the first change Arne should make is take Maka off Gomez and move Jones to midfield. Maka is non-existent there. I haven't noticed Maka really doing much so far, in the game. But a lot of the time I do miss things, to be fair, trying to read between chats and watch the game. Gravenberch's now centre of the park with possession, goes out right to Jones. Once again, Salah, no, Chiesa. Have you done a bet? No, God, no, mate. Couldn't bet on this. No, Jesus. No bets on Liverpool these days in any way, shape, or form. Martin said, Man United fan from Galway. Lovely part of the country, mate. Lovely part of the country. Should have been a pedo 100%. Had a great laugh last Saturday. But then the Monday blues. Dude, I've been in that position. Yeah, one of my most famous clips was me bantering you lot when you lost 6-2 to Spurs, and then we get whooped by Villa 7-2. But thank you. I appreciate your honesty, because it was a penalty in my eyes as well, mate, and I'm not trying to be biased about it. Lucky you, though, living in Galway, man. Really, truly beautiful part of the country. Andrew said, I think VVD should be stripped of the captaincy and be given to Dom. His passion and leadership. Do you know what? That's mad, Andrew. You're not the first person to say exactly that tonight. A few people have said it. What really wound me up, Andrew, about it all was just the cry arson. You know? Just take ownership of it. You made the handball, mate. And then the stupid yellow card he picks up. Right, here we go. Chance to attack. Gakpo. Nope. Runs into a blind alley. Sorry for cutting you across yet. But yeah, it's just that, and then you can see his head still going when he picks up the yellow. This game's very stretched and all over the shop, and that should suit us. Gakpo, cross into the far post, where Salah loses his duel. Good defending from PSV, but again, Salah weak. That should have been 2-1 Liverpool. Great work by Gakpo, and then Salah just can't force the ball in. Will said it feels wrong to give criticism on Mo, but if you picked on performance, he wouldn't have paid for months. I don't disagree. And none of us like to say that, of course. We all want to be praising Mo. But there's not much we can do about it as fans other than have an opinion. Maka, that's way off. Tries to float one into the box, but it's overhit by about 50%. There again, look, Salah weak. Weak. A hungry centre forward is going in there, or a hungry attacker is getting there before that defender, and nothing's stopping them. Come on, boys. At least it's been better since we went behind. We've started to enforce ourselves in the game a little bit. Slot thinks Gomez went to Milan in the summer, said Sponge Bob. Well, let us know if you see him around Bikini Bottom, mate, anywhere. Maybe the Crab Shack or somewhere. He'd be floating around. Kirkes is class tonight. Good. I'm glad you're seeing some positivity there, my friend. We know we signed a good player. Just got to take a little while to settle in. But hopefully this is the start of him settling in now. Neemgog said, Craig, you're very depressed. Am I? I don't think I am, mate. But thanks for your professional insight there. Angry would be more the word. Not depressed. Angry. But we're winning this game. Gakpo, cross in. It's cleared away. I think we win this game 3 or 4-1 by the time the 90 minutes is up. Canade. Jones out to Salah. Jones tries to go back to Salah, but it's fucking nowhere. Do you know what I noticed there, actually, when Salah received the ball out in the wide right position? There was no Liverpool player within 10 yards of him. Ekitike now. Go on, Hugo. To the byline. Ball across. Keeper spills it. That's a Hugo. Come on! See? That Hugo is what we need. That type of attitude and aggression. This is why I'm so annoyed that he subbed him and didn't play him at the weekend from the start. He's the only attacker there that looks like he can make something happen. Salah here to take the corner. Ball in. It's good delivery, that. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Virgil had a header looping over everyone. It was cleared off the line. That was a good set piece. Great ball in from Salah. Good header from Virgil. And it was just a good bit of defending on the line. Stop that from being 2-1. Come on, boys. Johan said, would have been a perfect game to start Rio. I agree, mate. I agree. Now, Gakpo's played well. Let's not say that he hasn't. He has, but I agree with you. I had him in my predicted 11 as well. I would have gone for Rio. But I have to say, Gakpo has played well. Gravenberch. Jones. 32 minutes on the clock. Did it hit the crossbar? Apologies, I thought it was cleared off the line. Soboslai takes too much out of it and it's cleared. Yeah, sorry about that one. I thought it was cleared off the line. But either way, unlucky. Gravenberch. Ball into the right channel. It's a beautiful ball for Salah. No, but support again. Jones eventually comes. Out left to Cody. Cody floats in a ball. That's a nothing ball, Cody. Maka to Gravenberch. Switched out now right side to Dom. Maka goes on the overlap. Crosses blocked because he took too long. Did anybody else notice that slight pause before he crossed that ball for Maka, which allowed the defender to get back at him? Corner to Liverpool. This game suits Milos, some aggression and energy. Yes, agreed, my friend. Another corner. Come on, Salah. Same as the last time, mate. Good delivery. He looks so good in the long sleeve shirts, doesn't he? Come on, Mo. You know what to do. Same thing. Good delivery. It is a good delivery. That's so unlucky. Virgil feels like should have had a penalty there by the looks of it. But we've already been denied one blatant penalty. Let's have a look at this one. Nope. Virg ends up fouling the defender. And now he's moaning at the rest. Shut your fucking mouth, Virgil! Shut your mouth! You're on a yellow card! He needs to stop giving this to the referee or he's going to walk himself into a red. Uh, 1-1 in the Arsenal game, by the way. Just seen that pop up. Bayern Munich have equalised against Arsenal. I've seen it in the chat already, but just giving you confirmation of it. Salah now to Gravenberch. Unlucky. Ekitike. Hit it. Unlucky, son. Unlucky. He's so lively, isn't he? He's so lively. I love watching Ekitike. Forces the save from the keeper. We're back in possession. Come on, boys. It's there for us. Soboslai to Maka. Out to Cody. Back to Milos. Decent cross in. Ekitike unlucky. Chests it and then tries to do a bit of a bicycle kick. Unlucky Hugo. Come on, boys. That's better. This is more like us. I'm on board with this VVD getting a red now. He seems really angry and not in a way that helps his play. It really does seem like he's not mentally himself tonight. Right from that early penalty he gave away, then he just seems to be snappy. You know, he's on edge, is what I would say. I don't know if people in the chat agree on that, but he seems like he's on edge. The goalkeeper of PSV is good. I disagree. I think for our goal, he was very, very weak. You know, you never push the ball back into play as a goalkeeper. You push it wider, you keep hold of it. And he pushed it straight into the path of Dom. Look, I'm grateful for that as a Liverpool fan. But if I'm his defence, I'm not happy. PSV corner on the near side, 37 minutes on the clock. Robert said, loving the game tonight, Craig. Hope you're well. I'm all right, my man. I'm all right. If we can get through this and get a win, I'll be a little bit better. But thank you for dropping in, bro. Appreciate you. Cross in. Well done, Milos. Clears at the near post with a diving header. Second ball. PSV work it out right side. Again, well done. Dom puts the block in this time. Ekatike is the only thing in our front three. No, let's be fair. I think Cody Gakpo's done well tonight. He's been very lively down the left. Salah's looked off it, but free out there. PSV had a ball played across the front of our 6-yard box, but Gravenberch was pushed to the ground and the referee spotted it. Yeah, I think Cody's done well tonight. Salah looks off it again, but I think Cody's done well. Maka now in possession of the edge of our penalty area. Kanade. Gakpo's one-dimensional. Yes, but that doesn't mean he's not playing well tonight. He's caused them problems down that side. Let's be honest about it. I get the one-dimensional thing, and it's been a frustration of mine as well. But he's causing them problems tonight. Szoboszlai's always setting the standard. Endless energy, said Sam. I'd seen Graham Souness kind of not go in on Szoboszlai, but talk about his work off the ball not being good enough. And I don't know what the fuck he's watching, to be honest with you. Because I think Szoboszlai in and out of possession is top notch. Henry said Ekatike is a special player. He's somebody that gets you up off your seat, and every time he picks up the ball, you feel like something could happen. That's always a good sign, isn't it, when you're watching a player? Salah now, the Gravenberch, Maka, back to Virgil. Virgil goes out to Cody. Cody goes around the outside this time, drives into the penalty area. Then the defender just gets the better of him and shields the ball out. Goal kick. Logan said, hey Craig, a month free from vaping now. Nice one, proud of you, mate. Back at football and I've never felt better. It's the best thing I've ever done in a long time. Well done. Nice one, Logan. Keep it up. Proud of you. Do you think Premier League sides know how to play against us? Yes. Because we do not look like this in the Premier League, but in the Champions League we play better. I think it's often you're under the lights of the Champions League. You get the anthem. The atmosphere is always a little bit better. And I think it's easier for the players to get up for that game. But I also want to say that PSV, in my opinion, are just a bang average side and we should be beating them comfortably. Salah to Szoboszlai. He's brought down right in front of the ref who says get up. Looked like a free kick to me, by the way, but we'll see the replay in a minute. Cross in, straight to Georgie, thankfully. Paul, thank you, mate. Very kind of you. Oh, we've given it straight back to them. Come on, boys. He's offside, surely. Yeah, he is. Flag goes up. Good morning, Craig. How are we doing so far? Well, we went 1-0 down after 5 minutes. Verge gave away a penalty. And then from there on in, we found a way back into it. And look, we've been by far the better side. But it's a very open game. And it almost feels like not a desperation performance, but it feels like we're going for the throw come what may. Which I'm not against. Jones. Ekitike, Salah back to Ekitike. Jones, heavy touch, allows PSV to get back. Well done, Milos steps in to win it back. Virgil now. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the first half. Soboslai, wide right. Jesus Christ. He passed it straight to a PSV player because he didn't look before he passed it and he thought our player was still there. PSV now on the counter down our right hand side. Sorry, their right hand side. They tried to switch it. Well done, Curtis Jones steps in to win it. Grafenbergs then gets closed down. Maka heads it away, but it's straight to another PSV Eindhoven player. Can't believe we got Craig $500 million down the drain and Klopp back. I don't think the money's down the drain at all, if I'm being honest with you. I do think the players will come good. It's the manager I have my frustrations with, Paul, but I do think the players will come good, mate. Wirtz isn't here, so we can't really critique him. Isak will get there, but isn't fit enough or sharp enough yet. Kirkes is looking better tonight. Ekitike looks very sharp. But look, I'm with you on the frustration, Paul, and thank you, mate, for your support. Oh, Klopp never got that money, bro. You're absolutely spot on. No argument with you on that, Paul. And I often say that's why I was so angry at the owners at the time, because I said, like, if you're not going to back this man with money, when are you going to do it? And to be fair, they've stepped up and backed the manager, and yeah, unfortunately, it's not going the way we'd wanted, Paul, is it? Right, we're inside the final minute of normal time now at the end of the first half. Aaron said this season will be massive stain on Mo's legacy. Not just on his. So far, it's a massive stain on a lot of their legacies for the great players like Virgil and Mo. Ekitike now. Cuts inside. Back onto his right. Shot. Deflection. Takes the sting out of it and goes through to the keeper. He's looking sharp tonight, Ekitike. He really is looking like he's making stuff happen up there. Come on, boys. Gravenberch to Maka. Maka to Milos. Lovely run there from Kirkes. Out to Cody Gakpo now. Back to Kirkes. Lovely reverse ball into Cody. Oh, unlucky, man. Too close to the keeper. Good play. JJ Drumming, how are we, sir? Thank you. Can we get Pierluigi Collina back to ref games? Yes, please. Can we just go into a lab and just grow a load of Pierluigi Collinas? I'm right with you. So how has this idiot come up with 1 minute of stoppage time? 1 minute of stoppage time in a game that there was a penalty in. Yellow card. Fuck, this man's a fucking space cadet. The ref must have gone full on domino hoo-hoo at half time or something. Because 1 minute of stoppage time. Yeah, and an injury, a penalty, and a yellow, and this Omadon comes up with a minute. Collina was more drama than the game. He was class, Collina. Best referee of my lifetime by a long, long way. Salah tries his usual outside of the foot cross, and guess what happened? Does anybody want to guess? We play a little guessing game. Salah gets the ball on the right hand side, uses the outside of his foot to play the ball. What happens next? Oh wait, you know the answer to this one, don't you? It's blocked by the opposition. It hit the hand, but it wasn't given. Should have been a free kick. Slot hooks Ekitike, 60th minute. Can see it, said Tipsy Dipsy. It was a handball. Granted, it was, but it still didn't get past the players, did it? But you're right, it did hit his hand. But again, the ref didn't give it, so. Sal said, not going to lie, Mo saving himself for his final AFCON and World Cup. I certainly hope that's not the case, Sal. I blame Giovanni van Bronckhorst, Craig. I can get on board with that. Paul, yeah. I mean, I do wonder, though, in all seriousness, Paul, I do wonder how much of an impact losing Johnny Heidinger did have in the dressing room, mate. Salah's been decent. Has he? Respectfully disagree. I'm not saying he stunk the gaff up, but I don't think he's played well. There have been some good performances in that first half. I think Milos Kerkez has played well. I think Gakpo has played well, although others seem to differ. Dominic Szoboszlai has been all over the park, and I mean that in a good way. It's been really interesting seeing Jones getting up at the attacks as the right back as well. So yeah, I think it's not all doom and gloom. There's certainly a lot to feel upbeat about after the half. We do look more like ourselves. We do look more aggressive, but still 1-1. So hopefully we can finish this in the second half and no more mistakes. Connor said Gakpo and Kerkez linking up more. It's good to see. Yep, I'd agree with that, Connor. We're not losing at half time. I know. It's a pleasant change, isn't it? Good reaction to the goal. Just the final ball. I'd agree with that, Josh. I'd agree with that, mate. Yeah, I'd agree with that. There's a lot more to like from that 45. James said, not around to watch overall. How are we playing? We started off with a stupid penalty by Virgil, which then ended up in Virg getting a yellow a few minutes later because you could see he was still frustrated with it and gave away a free. So the penalty was scored. We should have had a penalty, which wasn't given. Virg hit the bar with a header. And as Josh said, it has been a good reaction to going behind. And we have been at it more. So I hope we can go on now and finish the job in the second half. Great reaction. Let's keep it going, said Blizzard. Yeah, it has been a good reaction to going behind. That's more than fair. Craig, agent, I'm only been a fan of 3 years, but it seems a plan of attack has affected Salah's play. We don't have the attack we always had with Klopp. This game is suiting us. Let me say that. So, this game is two teams that are trying to play football and move the ball quickly. And that's leaving space for us to look better. If PSV revert into sitting deep with a lower block and being a bit less brave, then I think this becomes a harder job for us. But the game suits us at the minute. And if it stays this way, you would expect that our quality will be able to sort it out and find holes and find goals, because we could easily be a goal or two up at this point. Nice to see no side-to-side passing. Yep. I think in a weird way, David, that early goal we went behind kind of did put a rocket up their arses and provoke a reaction. I just hope Virgil keeps his head in the second half, because he's probably a foul away from a red. Liverpool have gone 1-0 down in 10 games this season and come back to win only one of the previous 9. But even that stat alone, Liverpool have gone 1-0 down in 10 games this season. Mackenzie, thank you, mate. Commentary, what do you think Slot will say at halftime? Me, not much. Doesn't want to upset VVD or Salah. He'll probably go in and say something like you lads have said, good response from going a goal behind. We're the better team in this game. finish the job. Go out there, pick the right balls, make the right decisions, believe it's going to come, and do what you're doing. There's not too much that he needs to really say, because it has been a good response. It has been a better performance than we've seen recently. We just need to make sure that we finish the job. It will be interesting to see what happens if we concede again. We're playing PSV, don't forget that. Forest is better. They would not survive in the Prem. I agree. Look, I said all week, mate, no matter what type of form PSV are coming in on, we should be steamrolling these at home in the Champions League. Should be a straightforward evening for us. You know, it isn't hard work. So I agree with you on that. How is Hugo playing, said Pancakes? Very good. Very good. Yeah, very good. He looked lively and bright. Look, I don't know how everybody else feels, but I think Gakpo's done well today. And as Connor said, I have liked the link up between himself and Milos. Just tuned in, and damn, WTF Verge. Yeah, it's not going to be a first half that Verge is going to want to relive too much. He's unfortunate not to get himself a goal, though. He hit the crossbar with a header, which was a very good header from a really good delivery from Mo as well. But yeah, Virgil's handball. Do you know what's funny here, right? Virg bitches at the ref. I'm watching it now. He bitches at the ref about somebody on his back after he pushes the fella in front of him 2 seconds before it. So Virg comes in, shoves the player in front of him, then gets a little lent into by the lad behind him and cry arses to the ref. You couldn't make it up. Watch it back. He pushes the lad in front of him, which could have given away a penalty, and then made sure he's given away a penalty by throwing his arm up in the air and then cry arson that somebody comes in behind him with a bit of a push in. It's just nonsense from him. Nonsense. Gakpo's worse than Salah. I don't care what anyone says. There's no point in me responding to you, is there? Big up, Craig. Big fan from Saudi. Appreciate and follow your content. The manager should be sacked regardless of the result. Well, thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Much love to you over in Saudi. And I agree on the manager as well. I don't think he, should be here. Now, if we don't win this game tonight, he should be gone before he leaves the stadium. Van Dijk appealing for a free kick while the ball's hurtling towards his hand is a new level of stupid, said Connor. Yeah, it is. And then moaning. Like, why is your arm up there, Virgil? Why is it up there, mate? Call it as is. Slow Gakpo, Salah, VVD, get them off. Look, I think Cody Gakpo's been effective today. If you look back at the chances he's created, I think he's had an impact in the game. I wouldn't have started him. I would have played Rio. I think Milos has looked very good as well down that left. And I can't argue about Salah and VVD. Some people think Salah's having a decent game. I don't see it. I see more waste from him. But look, I just want us to win. And whoever finds the way to help us win, that's all I want. But as much as I've said we are better, I think other people in the chat have put in a comment that needs to be addressed as well, which is we're playing a team we should be beating. So being decent against a bang average side, is not going to win anybody back around, I don't think. But it's still better than being shit. These are the small mercies at the minute that I'm taking. Carl said, would you risk VVD if he's on a yellow? I'm not sure. I mean, what's the other option at this point? He said Gomez isn't fit. Endo at left centre back. I think you have to trust your captain to get through it, especially then you've got him in a half time, Carl, and you've had time to chat with him. I think you have to trust him to go out there in the second half and not do anything stupid. VVD hailing a taxi. Salah on corners more, please. Yeah, he's been very good with the delivery on his corners. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Salah's delivery has been very good from set pieces that he's taken. Any changes for the second half? Well, let's have a look at the bench. And by the way, yet again, a travelling team in the Champions League somehow has a bigger bench than us. They have 3 more players on their bench than us, the home team. So the options are Gomez, Endo, Isak, Chiesa, Robbo, Woodman, Leone, Engamoa, and Miscure. 2 goalkeepers in that. What would I do? You'd get Isak on, because I think this would suit Isak. Now, I'm not saying get him on at the expense of Ekitike, but I'm saying get him on and give him somewhere to find a pocket of space. How the formation looks if you get him on, I don't know, but get him on nonetheless. Milos is doing fine. Look, we'd all love to see Chiesa come on. We'd love to see Rio Engamoa come on, but we've got to be somewhat realistic of what we think the manager will do as well. This almost feels like one of those where I think you could justify giving them 10 to 15 in the second half. So honestly, if I'm Arna, I'm probably not thinking about a halftime change. I'm probably going to say, go out there and give me 15 minutes like you did at the end of that half. And if we can't find the breakthrough, we're going to have to look to the bench. But I probably would give them that 10 or 15 minutes. Can somebody tell me why Mamardashvili is playing for Ali? Ali's ill, unfortunately, mate. You know, no injury to be concerned about, but he's just unwell. So we wish him a speedy recovery. Do you think we'll sign Mark Gay? I hope we do. You know, my information is that Mark Gay has given his word to Liverpool that he will become a Liverpool player, but I can't tell you if that will be in January or the summer. I see the game on RT1. What channel are you watching it on? I'm watching TNT Sports 2. When is Verts back? Truth is, I don't know. Declan, mate, I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows. It shouldn't be long, though. You know, it was a niggle, but he hasn't trained yet. It's a false good reaction. They're playing exactly how we need them to play. Or is that just me thinking that? Much respect. No, I think they're playing into our hands, Silver Bear. I said it as much in the first half. It's the type of game that does suit us. It's open. There's space. So, you know, this is where we should look good. Exact the same way as Madrid came and played against us, as Villa came to play against us. Yeah, just it's open and there's space, and this does suit us. If I'm Peter Bots in there at half time, I'm telling them to be more compact in the second half and to try and counter. And would people agree with that, by the way? Because I do think this is the type of game that does make us look good because of the way the opposition are setting up. Craig Mbappe scored the second fastest hat-trick, 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Salah still has fastest with 6 minutes 12. Wow, that's an impressive hat-trick for Mbappe. Isn't it clear the players don't want to play for the manager? I'm seeing more of a response from them tonight, to be fair, than there's fight in them tonight. That's what I'd say. Craig, did you call for Klopp to be sacked when we've lost 6 in the bounce at Anfield? No, mate. I've never ever called for a manager to be fired until Arna, ever. And nor would I have ever called for Klopp to get fired, ever. He could have lost 15 in a row at home and I wouldn't have called for him to get fired. I would have given him one bad season because he earned the right to have one bad season. I don't have as much goodwill for Arna, even though we did win the league, because he spent so much money and we've looked like we've gone backwards. But no, first time doing this I've ever asked or give my opinion that a manager should be fired. Right, second half about to get on their way. Liverpool attacking the Kop end. Just waiting for the ref to get the signal from the side that the ad break's over. And he has. And away we go. Second half's underway. Virgil launches the ball long, straight up the middle of the park. PSV player heads it down off Szoboszlai and then they clear their lines. My thoughts exactly, Craig, but it'd be beautiful like all of us if we could get the win, whichever way it might happen. Of course, first and foremost, we want the win. Performance would be great, but the win is the most important thing. Szoboszlai, out to Jones. Salah. To Gravenberch. Gravenberch out to Virgil. Virgil to Cody. Maka. Out to Milos Kerkez. To Cody. Still Cody Gakpo. Kerkez. Virgil rolled it across to Dom. Dom out to Salah. We're at 46 minutes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Gravenberch tries a through ball. He's dispossessed, but Liverpool have it back now with Ibrahim Kanade to Curtis Jones. If I could be cheeky and ask if you guys are watching and enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Every single one of you that subscribes helps us on our journey, so thank you for your support. Salah. Ball into Ekitike, back to Dom. Dom tries a strike, moves a little bit. I don't know if it took a nick or just moved, but keeper gets down and smothers it. Well done. Won it back again. Jones into Maka. Ekitike. The Gravenberch. Dominic Szoboszlai now. Salah. To Jones. Come on, boys. Virgil. It is. This is more PSV sitting back now with 2 banks of 4. Actually, everybody now, even the attackers behind the ball, giving Liverpool the wide areas and then making the middle compact. Salah runs from right to in. Now it's over across to Kerkez. Gakpo. So again, there's no space there though. Salah's still out of position, but that position's occupied by Jones. He can't control the ball. PSV looking to play their way out, which they do. Ball into the channel. Oh, Kerkez has been skinned. PSV getting bodied forward, and thankfully the header's over the bar. That's the part of Kerkez that concerns me. When he does try to intercept and get in ahead of the ball, if he doesn't get there, he's in trouble, like he did here. Instead of turning, dropping the shoulder and trying to get back, he made the decision to go for the ball. Didn't get there and he was skinned and there was space in behind. Jones. Oh my God. Are you an actual idiot? Curtis Jones just played the ball back across his own fucking 6-yard box. And it's intercepted by the PSV player and then it's forced Georgie to touch it behind. That is absolutely brain dead from Curtis Jones. Fucking hell. How do you do that? PSV go short with the corner. Cross in, it's blocked by Jones. It'll be a throw into PSV. That's schoolboy stuff. Like, one of the first things you're ever taught is don't play the ball back across your own penalty area. PSV in possession now. Virgil cuts out the ball, then gives the PSV player a sniff of it, but thankfully it takes a nick off the player and it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. Gakpo. PSV have a back. Come on, boys. Good ball from the PSV keeper. Out right side. Over the press. PSV now switch it up out to the left side. Their left side. Jones needs help. Salah's come across to help him out. But it's half-arsed as always. And PSV have a back. When Salah does track back, he looks like he couldn't be bothered. Like he's just doing it to be there. Not like he actually wants to make something happen or intercept the ball. Again, PSV now have us struggling to get out. They look more confident in possession and playing through the lines and playing around the press than we do. Look, they seem, even in their own penalty area, they seem more than comfortable to be on the ball. Lovely little triangles of movement. This is what all the rondos are about, by the way. These little give it and go, 3-man, bang, 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 give it, move, next position. Triangles out of possession. Or around the press, excuse me. Perisic. We haven't touched this ball now in about 2 minutes. PSV have just kept possession. Slowly made their way into our half. Now they switch it out. Left side, they've got space. Ball slipped down the line. Crossing, Canade blocks it. Throw into PSV. The Trucker Bear said this is the most boring Liverpool side to watch. Dull. It's not great, the style we play at times, but I would say particularly in Europe at times, under Rafa we were pretty dull, but it was effective. He was usually able to get the draw away from home that he wanted. But yeah, it's we're being outplayed here by PSV Eindhoven in the second half so far. It looks like their changes at half time have so far had more of an impact than ours. Salah plays the ball back in field to Szoboszlai. Virgil. Out to Kirkes now. Kirkes, the Gakpo. Gakpo inside. And again, it's just a couple of heavy touches and the attack breaks down. Perisic heads it forward. PSV still in possession. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Look at that. They just move the ball around with so much confidence, don't they? Now they've played into space. Now they switch it. Well done, Ibu. Well done. Well done, Canade. Good defending. Maka now. Pick the right ball. Into the left channel to Dom. Somebody go out and support him. Give him an option. No, let's slow it back down and let them get back into position. Corner to Liverpool. PSV Eindhoven player collides with Kirkes and in that collision manages to play the ball out for a Liverpool corner. So there's a chance here of a set piece. Gakpo's going across to take it. Is it me or are we playing more chemically? You mean are we cohesive? Or, is there more chemistry in the team? No, not for me. Yes, the ball was behind him, but instead of driving forward with it, he cuts back inside. Virgil header, couple of blocks, and PSV hook it away. Our corners, by the way, have been quite good in this game, to give the lads some credit. We've managed to get balls in that Virgil has been able to fight for. So give the set piece takers credit today. Salah and Cody, both of them, be putting in good deliveries. Spurs have gone 2-1 up, by the way, away against PSG. Moani with the goal. Wow. Oh, ball in. 2-1 PSV. 2-1. Fuck off. 2-1 PSV. Playing the type of football that you would expect from us. Yeah, lots more head shaking there from Virgil and co. Still no emotion from Arna. It's just simple stuff. They just look at that ghost pass Salah, who couldn't give a shite, you lazy git. He's onside. Look at the state of that from Salah. Watch Salah in this move. He couldn't be bothered. Drag him off the pitch now. Now. He couldn't be arsed. The state of that from Salah. That is fucking lazy. That is god awful lazy. Two, 1 down. Salah lets him walk right by. Carlisle, you're right. Just stands there. Couldn't be fucking bothered. This is what I'm talking about with no accountability. His number should be going up on that substitutes board right now. Corner to Liverpool, which Salah's taken. Takes it quickly, plays it to Szoboszlai on the edge of the box. Gravenberch, his strike's blocked. Here they are on the counter. Oh, thank God Canade was in the right position. We were open. If Canade hadn't have blocked that, and thank you Canade, they were in for a third. Can somebody please tell Arnott to grow a pair and take Salah off? Just so we can at least see that he sees what we see here. That goal was on Salah being a lazy shite. And I'll say what other people won't. He was lazy. Lazy. Couldn't be bothered doing any hard work. 400 grand a week for that. For that. Rich Baldy said, is it just me or does Kirkes look like he's working so hard but does nothing, and is Salah even part of the team anymore? I think Kirkes is trying his hardest today. He really is putting in a shift, but he's just a little bit rash on occasion. But that from Salah, that lack of effort, and I flagged it, by the way. You know, people who maybe had just come in, I flagged that a few minutes beforehand. I told you, watch Salah tracking back. He's doing it where he couldn't be bothered actually fighting to get into a position to get a block in. Another shot from PSV here now from Perisic that Mamardashvili saves. I said it. Like, people will know I'm not just reacting to him in that moment. I warned about that a few minutes beforehand. And if this bald Irish idiot can see it, the fucking manager has definitely seen it. And he's a coward. Yet again, coward. Won't take off Salah even when he's costing us. Fuck me. Another attack breaks down. Get this Dutch fraud out of our club. It's just, what gets me is, you and I can see Salah's a passenger in this game again. And he cost us a goal by not doing any work, not wanting to run back. And the manager still hasn't got the balls to drag him off the pitch. And Ekitike's down now with a knock, by the way. Slot will sub Case on 83 minutes once we're 3-1 down. And Rio for the garbage time minutes. Now Ekitike's has a knock and hopefully he can carry on, but Isak's getting kitted out and ready to come on. D-Signal said, for a while now I thought this game was being played in Eindhoven, but no, wow. Now Ekitike is going off with that knock. Fuck's sake. Well done, Hugo. At least he put a shift in. Isak's on now. Players are not buying into this system. No effort. No, they're not. Look, like I said, let's call a spade a spade. Mohamed Salah couldn't be bothered. Couldn't be fucking bothered. And Arna's still leaving him out there. He and he alone cost us that goal. And Arna hasn't got the bottle to drag him off. I don't want us to lose, but don't want Arna to win this either, said Itachi. He'll respond to that by taking Ekitike off, which he did, but because he had the knock. Now it's a free kick to PSV on the edge of our box. Fuck's sake. Chiesa, I'm sorry, bro, you don't deserve this. You're not the only one who's sorry from, mate. 007, thank you, mate. Owen said, Slot must go now. He always comes across as a very rude man. Look, he's coming across to me as a coward. That's what I'm seeing from my manager. A coward who won't take on the big personalities in the dressing room. Salah's still on the pitch. We're playing with 10 men because Salah won't do any defending. And the manager doesn't have the balls to take him off the pitch and give Rio Engamoa or Fede a chance. Fuck me. And then he talks about standards. Standards, me bollocks. Me bollocks. Free kick here now to PSV. Strike. Thankfully the wall does its job and gets a block in. As a neutral, I want to see a good game of football with skill and passion. Liverpool are showing neither and Salah is showing even less than that. I know, mate, and thank you for being honest. And we're being outplayed here by PSV as well. Because since they've scored, they've looked more likely. Isak now into the left channel. So I'm going to say something while we're still losing. I don't care if we turn this around and win. He should still be fired tonight. Because this is chaotic and nonsense. There's no shape. There's fucking nothing. And we're playing with a passenger because the manager hasn't got the balls to take him off. Ian said, I agree with you, Craig. He doesn't have the balls. He's scared. He's absolutely petrified of him and won't stand up and make an example of him for being lazy. Kirkes, cross in, headed away, back to Soboslai. Strike! Keeper makes a good save. Jones. Soboslai cross in. Gakpo heads a fucking sitter over. It's a sitter at the far post. A sitter. Just a simple little header. And he puts it over the bar. Fuck me. Said it many times. All ice and no firing team. You have put it down, Blue. I remember your comment, mate, and I remember you saying it. Keeper makes a save. 25 to go. So there's the poll you were asking for. The real Johnny Sin said, please, Iriola, please come and save us, sweet prince. Klopp must be screaming for watching this at VI Jokers. Honestly, I don't care if we turn this around and win it. He should be fired because this is clueless. It's clueless. PSG are now 3-2 up against Spurs. They've turned it round. Fabian Ruiz has got the third goal. Jamie said, no shape, no identity, and worst of all, no passion. And you forgot one thing, James, mate. Sorry, I called you Jamie initially, James. No accountability, bro. That's the other thing. Here comes Salah now. Outside of the full cross. And it ends up in a corner. Unlucky. It's all bark and no bite, said Eno. Oh, mate, look, you've every right to banter us. And I'm not going to say anything to you, bro. We deserve to be bantered. Cross in. Isak gets up and heads it straight at the PSV player. This is just, now whatever happens now, this is just chaos and desperation. So even if we turn this around, it's just desperation that's going to have done it. Fire him. Do you think Mo's an appearance clause shambles? Honestly, people have mentioned that, Daniel, a few times. And I have to believe it doesn't exist, mate. I have to. Because there's no way a club with any self-respect could put that in anyone's contract. Overhit ball from Gakpo. Fuck's sake. Goes behind for a goal kick. Yeah, a few people have mentioned that to me, Daniel, and I have to believe it can't exist, mate. Richard said, went to the parade in May and was so happy until the events afterwards. But this is like a nightmare now. Is this the Jota effect or something more? It's not the Jota effect. Let's not, and I'm not having a go at you here, let's not disrespect the man's name by letting these fucking cowards out there on the pitch use that as an excuse. Because it isn't an excuse. They should be fighting for his memory. Not using it as an excuse. They're not playing for the manager. They don't have fight in them. They've lost ideas. The captain's all over the shop. Salah is still on the pitch. He calls the second goal and he's still on the pitch. At this point, we'll lose again to everyone, said Itachi. The lolly said, Craig, why is Van Dijk not telling Salah off? I don't know, mate. I don't know. But he should have been taken off. Like, immediately. Any manager with anything about them would have taken Salah off for not tracking back. But once again, under Arne, no accountability. No holding anybody to a fucking standard that they love talking about. I'm not one to jump on firing, but I can see this turning around by New Year's. Szoboszlai to replace VVD as captain, in my opinion. You're probably the fifth person to have mentioned the captaincy thing tonight, mate. And look, it's not up to you or I to decide on the captaincy. Virgil's the captain, but as a future captain, I absolutely agree on Dom. This is... Do you want to know the truth? Honestly, I came into tonight, and I'm not joking. There wasn't one part of me that thought we weren't going to win this game. Even as bad as we are, I thought it's PSV at home in the Champions League, under the lights, with a manager that knows Dutch football, and I fully expected us to steamroller them. Even as bad as we are. That's why I'm so angry by this, because it's so bad. So bad. And again, he's been a coward and doesn't have the balls to hold people to account. What message does that send to younger players or players who are actually chomping at the bit for a chance? Fuck me. Isak now on the gallop down the left. He goes back to Gravenberch. 20 minutes to go. Charles Walsh said, Slot needs to go. This is not Liverpool Football Club. Here's Salah again. Runs straight into two players. Jones gives it back to him. Salah plays the ball infield to Gravenberch. He plays a cross, but it's well defended by PSV. Slot needs to go. This is not Liverpool Football Club. There's no desire from this team. I think the manager's lost the dressing room. I think he has as well, mate. Because all we're seeing now is chaos. Like, this is just Eric Ten Hag level of throw everybody forward when you're chasing the game in a desperation and hope you can find an equaliser. How is Gakpo 6'4" and can't head the ball? Yeah, it was a sitter of a header. Because it was a really good ball into him, I think, from Salah. Corner to Liverpool. Szoboszlai wants to go on with it quickly on the right. Salah comes across to take the corner. And in fairness to Salah, his set-piece delivery has been good tonight as much as he's been shocking. Slot has to make changes. Come on, time is ticking. He should have taken Salah off within 10 seconds of the restart. Here comes the corner. It's a deep one. Virgil wins the header, but it goes wide. And he's crying to the referee again. Just shut up, Virgil. Just shut up and get back. Ian said Arne Slot equals Roy Hodgson 2.0. You can see the crowd. That crowd tells a picture in itself. They just zoomed in on the cop, and you can see people just forlorn, just empty, sad. Oh, there's Canade jumping over the ball to let them in. And they've hit the post, and it's 3-1. Canade, fucking Canade. 3-1. Canade is a clown. Canate is a fucking clown. You... This is what fucking happens when you've no accountability, you cowardly little fraud. This is what happens when you don't have standards, you fucking dope. He fucking jumped past the ball. He's a grown-ass man, and he jumped past the ball. Fuck's sake. Oh, here he bring it on Chiesa. Fuck off! Again, garbage time for Fede. When all else fails, bring on the fuck off, Arne. Just take Canade and Salah off. Show us that you're not fucking blind. Been a massive fan of Chiesa for years and couldn't believe when he came to us, but I'm embarrassed by the way he's been treated. No problem, guys. No problem, mate. We all make mistakes, bro. Appreciate you coming back in. Sincerely, guys, I appreciate that. Fuck's sake. Lads, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say anymore. What can I say? There's no words. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. No, that's not fair to idiots. He's a cowardly idiot. How many times have I said the same thing to you guys this season? When you've got a manager who's not holding people accountable and playing the same failures over and over again and not taking off Salah when he can't be arsed jogging back. And now he's taking Canade off again. After the damage is done, you fucking idiot! If there's even a contract offer still there for Canade, email his agent and said, sorry, that's done. He's gone. He should never set foot on the pitch for us again. And Salah's still on the pitch. He's still on the pitch. He could go out there and drop his shite in the halfway line and Arna would applaud him. Fuck me. We're losing to PSV Eindhoven. We've shipped another 3 goals at Anfield. And this fucking donkey is still leaving Salah on the pitch. Somebody make it make sense. Somebody. Fuck me. This is a nightmare we just can't wake up from. Normal owners would have acted by now. He should be brought into the dressing room right now and told, mate, off you pop. There's a taxi outside. Away you go. Mind you, Gakpo has had a 1v1 in this game. 2 sitter headers and bottled it. And another good chance where he's been past the Kirkes. Good job. Stevie Boy said, Dom captain, slot out. Lads, I don't know what to say. I'm honestly losing the plot at this point. If I ever had it to begin with. Does he not see what I see and what you see? Canade's giddy upping over the ball, fucking Gangnam style, defending. Fuck me. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gangnam style shit, jumping over the ball. Fuck me. And it's like this is a surprise. It's a surprise to Arna that the defender who's been shit for months now and doesn't want to be there is all of a sudden shocking. But he's taken him off. He's taken him off. So it's all better now, Arna. Thanks for that, bro. He's taken him off. And Arsenal are 2-1 up against Bayern. What? Could this get worse? Fuck off. I'm sorry, by the way. I'm sorry to you guys, but... Oh, lads, this is... I don't know what to say anymore. There's no words. There's no words. There's no words. If he isn't fired today or have the decency to resign, we might as well just give up. We might as well just give up because the owners haven't got a pair. It's clear. Look, we can all see it. And like, no, we've got confidence in the manager. Based on what? Apart from fucking vibes. The signs have been there for weeks. We've full faith in the manager. Do you? Well, you're all wrong. Wrong. By the way, Peter Bosz was not good enough for Dortmund, but he's better than Slaw. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. This is fucking nonsense. I think Slot's doing a great job. Thanks, John. But Salah knows to track back on the previous systems. This system makes such odd decisions that I have to believe they're being told not to do certain things. Like no direct balls to Isak or Ekitike. Salah stood there and looked at the PSV player running by him. Looked at him. Fuck me. Chiesa chance missed. Chiesa face mad to get on the pitch. I know, it's crazy. He gives them garbage minutes all the time. That's all they are. Garbage minutes. So, all you journalists, all you fucking cowards that pander down to this bollocks, where are you now? Where are you? Talk of the manager being fired is silly. Gorst, Doyle. Where are you all now? Dominic King, you fucking clowns. It's pretty clear that the manager hasn't got a clue and the players aren't playing for him. But you fucking yes men, you pricks are the problem. Cowards. Fucking sitting there because you're too scared to say the truth. You fucking pussies. Each and every one of you. Journalists, my fucking arse. All you are yes men and fucking PR merchants. You fucking frauds. Grow a pair. Talk of the manager being fired is premature. Is it? Is it? Really? Premature that we're getting beaten again. We've conceded 3 for the 3rd game in a row. You fucking idiots. But you want credibility. You're all a bunch of frauds. Anybody that's trying to gloss over this shit for a newspaper or a media company are fucking cowards. I don't see a world where Slot keeps his job past January. Players will walk all over him. Past January? He shouldn't be keeping his job past now, let alone past January. January should be too far in the distance for him. Oh, fuck me. Let me play catch up with these. He can't go to January, man. He can't be. He should be fired by the end of tonight. All these journalists, all these yes men, you are part of the problem because you aren't honest. You aren't sincere. You're cowards. You get called out on it and you cry arse on Twitter. You're all cowards. You and I and everybody else can see that this team is not it and that the manager hasn't got a clue. You know it or you don't know football. But either way, stop being cowards and do what you're fucking paid to do, which is give an honest assessment of what we're seeing. Because being yes men isn't going to help anybody except get your asses back into Anfield for another cushy fucking game. Grow a pair! I'm fed up of them. Every single time. We're all seeing the truth. I'm saying the truth. And these clowns from inside Anfield are too scared to give an honest opinion in case FSG get angry at them. If you have anything to say other than that this is a fucking disgrace, you're a coward and a liar. Don't get what has happened to this team and Slot, said Ben. Scratching Claimer said break and Slot has been sacked. Only news needed, yeah, I wish. This stuff happens because the media let it happen. I keep talking about the journalists that cover our football club. They are no more fucking interested in being honest and assessing what we're actually seeing as they are fucking, I don't know, becoming drag queens. I don't know. But I know that the shite they write allows this to fester and carry on. Imagine writing that it's premature to sack this man when he's literally just seen us concede 3 again for the 3rd game in a row. We're being outplayed by PSV. And you clowns want to write that it's premature to talk about sacking him because you haven't got the balls to be honest. Slot has to go. This is not Liverpool Football Club. Charles said bye-bye Slot. I can't anymore. I just can't, said Chad. Mate, I'm soul destroyed because every day I read an article and I read another journalist who covers our club saying that we're all wrong, that Slot will turn it around, that the club have every faith in him, and all this other garbage that we all know is absolute horseshit. They don't understand football or they're cowards. It's one or the other. And jump on social media, Dom, and everybody else, and cry arse about me moaning at you, but you know I'm right. Because you've covered the game long enough to know that this is shit, and that this is unacceptable. The fans are walking out again, and you fucking clowns are writing that it's premature to sack the manager. It's premature, is it? Is it really? Russ said another 3 goals shipped. It's the low block, yeah. Slot needs to go tonight. Honestly, if he had anything about him, he'd resign. If he had any ounce of integrity or professional credibility, he'd resign. 9 losses in 12 after spending nearly £500 million. I'm so sick of the journalists that think they're better than the rest of us, that think they get to fucking lie to everybody all the time about whether the club are in a bad position or not, and think that we're going to swallow it. Do your jobs, or this is going to continue. Do your jobs and give an honest appraisal of what we're seeing. Don't be a yes man. Don't be a coward. Do your fucking jobs. Soyajusu said, their heads are beyond gone. You're deluded if you think otherwise at this point. They are deluded if they think otherwise too. I can't believe that they actually believe what they write. I can only believe that they're scared to write something else. Because, honestly, they allow this. By trying to invent and push a narrative that isn't real, that isn't felt in the fan base, they're doing not only a disservice to the readership, they're doing a disservice to their profession. Because this is in no way acceptable at this club. They know it, but they won't write it. Why won't they? Ask yourselves that. Why? Why won't the ones that actually cover the patch call it as it is? You know why. But I'm the embarrassment. Because I have fucking standards. Wes said, do you think they will sack Slot after this? They have to. They have to. It can't even be a debate anymore. They had to sack Slot after this game. It's a hard watch, even for a United fan. Mate, it is soul-destroying stuff. Salah's still out there. He's still out there. I don't know what to say. We've seen more from Fede in 15 minutes of effort and attitude than we've seen from Salah on 400 grand a week who won't run back. And he's still out there. Canade jumps over a football. And we all said all week, don't play Canade. Can't start Canade. And he just shows once again that it doesn't matter. He talks about standards. They all talk about them. But they mean nothing. They're just words. Because you're not living to those standards. You're not holding people to those standards. Josh McDonald said, the sooner Mark A arrives, the better. That Anglo-Saxon bloke said, no more pussyfooting around, get this fraud out. Leon said, imagine how it feels being a United fan. Worse. Eddie said, will this pain ever end? Surely Slot can't survive this, said LFC Cal. Squeaky Talk Sports said, how the heck do you go from winning the league to relegation form? Slot out. Angie, how are we, my friend? This is a joke? Shall he be turned in his grave? Can't go on like this. It surely can't. Yeah, you're just trying to bait me, mate, so I'll move on. Fede on, you can set your watch to this shite. Yep. Soboslai out there alone once again. Again, agree with that, my friend. I remember during lockdown when we were playing bad and everybody could see Klopp go nuts on the sideline, roaring at Salah and the players, telling them to wake up, but Slot, no reaction. Yep. Cool. What'll be the quote of the day from VVD? I don't know. Something about blocking out the outside noise. Something along those lines. Oliver said someone called it in the chat. 3-1 PSV, then Case was coming on. Honestly, I'm done with this. Slot and Canade bring in Alonso. It's 4-1 now. It's 4-1. 4-1. It's fucking 4-1 now. It's 4-1, Arna. It's 4-1. It's 4-1, mate. Arna, it's 4-1. 4-1. It's 4-1, Virgil. It's 4-1, Mo. It's 4-1, Arna. It's 4-1, standard bearers. It's 4-1, journalists who think that this is the sackable offence. It's 4-1. It's fucking 4-1. It's 4-1, lads. 4-1. It's 4-1. It's 4-1 at home to PSV bleeding Eindhoven. What are your highlights on Canade, VVD and Salah? I'd rather not answer. There's no way he survives this season. Something has to change. We've been awful since last quarter of last season. Grizzly said, is this the same system as last year? This lineup, it's like a kid. FIFA setting his lineup. Overall score. Hope Madrid gift to Xavi. LFC Balotelli team was more scary than this lot. It's sad. It's a fucking embarrassment. It's an absolute disgrace. Look at the stands. They're emptied. And do you blame them? Imagine going and paying your hard-earned money, travelling over to watch this dross, and you see a manager on the sideline who has not got the balls to take on the big players. He's a coward, and I don't care who that annoys. The man is a coward. Nine losses from 12. Sack yourself, Arna. If you're Semenyo, Craig, are you coming to us after this nonsense? You probably hope that the manager gets fired, and then you'd say, look, this is me being positive on it. My hope is that a player like him goes, I can make a difference. I can be a difference maker. But that's me being optimistic. This is, honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm going to cry. And honestly, I want to say sorry to you. I want to say sorry to you for having to put up with this nonsense. Not from me. From this. From the manager. It's not good enough. You all deserve better. This football club deserves better. Anybody who's bantering us, crack on. We deserve it. Salah, Canada and Van Dijk should never play for Liverpool again after this game. They're a disgrace and Salah hasn't got the bottle to drop them. Anthony was better. Mate, he hasn't been at the club long enough. Final whistle's gone. It finishes 4-1. Just resign, Arna. Do the decent thing. Have some fucking self-respect and resign. Look at the faces in the cop. You are a disgrace, lads. A disgrace. Why were we so quick to ship off Kwanzaa? Because he lost a duel in the first game of the season and that was the end of him. But Salah can stink the gaff up for fucking months on end. No accountability. Canade can Gangnam style and giddy up all over the park. No accountability. Then he gets taken off after the damage is done. The manager has to be fired. It's not even a debate. Fire his ass now. The downfall of the squad seriously needs to be under a microscope. Batu said he has lost it, man. I don't want to remember him in a bad way because he won the Premier League last year. He has to resign so we can remember him in a good way. Out. Mully said Liverpool spent 446 million to become Scroll Down FC. He has to go. We're either cutthroat or we've become Man United of the past. Dog shit. Could be 14th after the weekend. Scary. Anders said appoint Chiesa as interim manager. Ain't Gomez fit? This is Sunday League identity. He's not fit, but he still puts him on the bench. I don't want to hear anything from him, Van Dijk, or any of the other players other than they're not playing for the manager, and be honest about it. Salah, why are you clapping? Why are you clapping? How about fucking running? How about running, Mo? Rafter said a back slot before the City game was halfway after the Forest game. Now it's inexcusable. He needs to be sacked first thing. I mean, mate, United haven't got much to be singing about, to be fair, like. Craig, should the fans take some of the blame for Salah when the owner saw his age and figured out it was a good season, but slated them from their time? But look, think about it this way. We all wanted him to get a new contract because he earned a new contract. But remember what the owners are supposed to be famous for and good at. Blocking out the noise, looking at the numbers, and figuring it out from the data. That was what these guys are supposed to be all about. Cutting out noise, emotion, and working purely off numbers. So the fans can't be blamed for supporting a player who was playing very well last year. But the manager can absolutely be blamed. Remember when he went to Dubai and everybody was like, nah, it's no big deal. Yes, it was, because it shows he couldn't give a shit. It shows that he hasn't got it in him to figure it out or to fight to figure it out. He puts Canade on again, lads. After you all seen his performances. And how does he hold him to account? By playing him. Biffa said he can party in Ibiza permanently. He should have been fired for being with Wayne Lineker. Just for being in the same fucking vicinity as him is a sackable offence. We all know he won't be sacked. FSG have no balls. They have to sack him. Craig, enough about Dubai. None of us were complaining when he won the league last year. I was complaining. I was complaining at the end of the season when we were shit. So no, it's not enough about Dubai. It's all optics, mate. And he's a fucking clown. He's overseen us concede 10 goals in 3 games, scoring 1. Corbyn said, what do you think will actually happen with the manager? He has to be fired. It can't even be a debate. Every Liverpool fan on the planet, pitch is world class and Slot can't work, make it work. He's garbage. I tried to support him. I'm done with him. Chad said, it's now urgent. If the owners don't act now, season's going to be completely lost. There is still time to save the season, but not much. FSG, what have you done? Bet Klopp wish he had $500 million spent on him. Transfers, he was in charge, could have done better. As a United fan, I feel bad for you. No hey here. Appreciate your Dean. But any banter we get is deserved. I'm not going to push back on anybody giving us banter because we earned it. I give it out. I have to take it. The Honest Tiger said, as a United fan, perhaps always say United manager should be sacked every day, but they never say your manager should be. Why not? Because the journalists that cover our club, I'm not talking about the national journalists, I'm talking about the ones that cover the club locally. So many of them are so bowing down to the club and so scared to say the truth. It riles me. And I've been saying it for years, and I've been calling them out for years. And I'm the unserious person. I'm the problem, because I dare say what they won't write. I say what people think, because it's actually what we're seeing. If these lads want any credibility in the profession, they have to call it like it is. Write your headlines now. Slot needs to be fired. If that isn't your headline, you're just bowing down to the club to be a yes man. Because there's no logical reason you can still be behind the manager after this again. Conceded 15 goals in 7 games, scored 6, broken. Robotic Maniac FC said, I just don't know how you're losing through PSV, Arsenal winning against Munich. I don't know either, bro. I don't know. Slot system is BS. He needs to go. Did Hodgson lose many games before sacked? No, I don't think he did. Can't even be angry anymore. Just giggling at this point because of how comical this collapse has been. What managers are unemployed right now? At this point, I don't bring in Gerrard on an interim basis. I don't care. Just get him sacked. Sorry, Gay isn't a solution. We have to change our coach before we have new signings. Please don't send in any more super chats, by the way. Wait for the match reaction, which I'm going to in a second. I just want to get through these so I don't waste people's money. So please don't send in any more. We'll get to the match reaction. Destroy Klopp's legacy. Champions, said MUFC Music. Mate, respectfully, you're United, you're not in Europe, and you're just about above us. Come on now. Slot has to go, unacceptable, said Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. The Emir said, German commentary just said, how much more of this story and save his job after this? This has to be, said Itachi. Lewis said, I'm lost for words, Craig. I'm sick of it now. Get this fraud out of my club, said Gaming Kid. Adam Christmas 96 said, you called it 4-1. I'm done. It's pathetic. Colin Kieran, how are we, Colin? Said, Leeds fan and feel the same about our manager. Liverpool need a change now. They have to beg Klopp to come back, finish off the season. I'd love that, mate. I'd love that. Ben, thank you. Lewis said, never felt less connected with the manager for us. Yeah, I'm the same. Slot is inept, unintelligent and incapable. Canada is a joke. VVD is a terrible leader. Salah's a shadow of himself. At this point, we just need to focus on defence. Sack Slot, also referee, was a joke. Bring back Klopp. Wasted investment, but it damaged the club. Said Monkstown Glass. We're a laughing stock. Thank you for calling out the cowardice from Arna, Virgil and Mo. And they get paid joke amount when we get this. So tired of watching Liverpool losing games, boycotting all Liverpool games till this sorry excuse if a manager gets fired. He should. If he had that about him, he'd resign. If VVD worked as hard to block the ball as he does outside noise, Liverpool might win a game. So sad to watch. Toberoni said, can't blame the press, mate. This is Slot, not journos. Oh, absolutely. Sorry, mate. I strongly disagree. When those clowns are writing that anybody calling for the manager are to be fired are premature, week after week, I'm sorry, they need to be called out because they're part of the problem. They're pushing a narrative that isn't genuine. Remember Klopp benched Salah and got snubbed when he subbed them? Slot would never. Bring back Klopp now. Puff Baker said, is there a chance Liverpool fall into post-United 2013 slump here? No. Too good of a squad. He said, bad signings, potential manager instability. No, I think we'll get a manager and this squad's too good. It's too good to be this bad. Chad said, I missed Klopp, fist pumps to the fans. Slot has no passion or clue. I'm not sure what to do. I might cry. Chiesa is the Ahmad of how we felt when we had Ten Hag. Slot as stubborn as Ten Hag was. Player power. Slot hasn't got the backbone of a jellyfish. Absolute disgrace. Instant sacking, please. AJ Oakley said, awful club, haha. Even Ten Hag wasn't this bad. Sack Slot and bring in who? Not our job to find a fucking replacement, mate. They get paid enough money to figure it out. Respectfully. Thank you, Jake. Question is, who replaces him permanently? I don't know. Honestly, mate, I don't know yet. But let's sack him and we'll go from there. I questioned VVD when he was giving it to Rooney just 2 wins ago on a bad run. How bad it is continued. Lolly said, data is shit. Stats, we should have won 5-0. It's all about winning and effort. I told people not to send in more super chats. I'm not even going to get a chance to read them. Breaking my heart, feck off. If Slot replaces him realistically, I don't know. We'll talk about it in the match reaction. The job is too big for him. This is why being humble is winners or losers. Reality hits hard. Arsenal fan here. Had some bad years. 100% sympathise. Thank you, mate. Josh said, worst start since 1953. Says it all. Owen what does Slot have against the defender and right back? He's so stubborn and clueless. And Keith said, can't be bothered to watch every game. Trent laughing, by the way. Right, I'm going to go to the match reaction. I'll see you guys in